This beautiful aunt was unemployed and I took her in. Chen Ming had chased after Lin Xiyue for years, only to watch her marry a rich second-generation heir. But her fairy tale life didn't last long. Soon enough, she was dumped. Chen Ming, ever the fool for love, stepped in to pick up the pieces. Yet Lin Xiyue remained obsessed with her ex, shamelessly throwing tantrums and begging him to take her back. In the end, the whole mess led to the collapse of Chen Ming's company, leaving him with a crushing debt of 10 million yuan. Now, reborn into a new life, Chen Ming awakens a secretary system. As long as he recruits a secretary with a total rating above 90, he'll receive system rewards. Without hesitation, he offers the position to a stunning unemployed aunt. And just like that, his new life takes off. When Lin Xiyue sees the once loyal Chen Ming now thriving, handsome, and successful, she can't help but regret it all. Lin Xiyue, Chen Ming, you still love me, don't you? Chen Ming smiling coldly, Auntie's way better. Even a dog wouldn't want you, Lin Xiyue. Chapter 1. Wipe off the rain before you go. Heavy rain poured down like a curtain, veiling the entire night. At the entrance of a 6-story residential building on Shifeng Road, in Lianhua County, a teenage boy in school uniform and a t-shirt slowly pushed himself up from the ground. Hiss, my head, it hurts. A wave of hangover-induced pain hit him hard, making Chen Ming instinctively rub his throbbing temples. He stared blankly at the torrential rain beyond the eaves, utterly confused. Just as he was wondering how he ended up here, a Santana sedan parked nearby suddenly began shaking violently in the downpour. The odd sight piqued Chen Ming's curiosity. Hugging the wall under the eaves, he walked closer to the car, wanting to see just who had the guts to pull off something that wild right in the middle of the street. Through the rear window, he caught sight of someone he knew, Liu Mai. Liu Mai was the mother of Lin Xiyue, his ex-girlfriend. Seeing Liu Mai left Chen Ming puzzled. He remembered she'd always lived back in their hometown. When did she come to Jin City? Before he could make sense of it, he noticed something was very wrong inside the car. Liu Mai looked panicked, banging hard on the door. No matter how she hit it, the balding middle-aged driver in the front seat didn't respond. The man had turned around to face the back seat, leering and saying something, his face full of disgusting desire. Though Chen Ming couldn't hear through the glass, he clearly saw the man reaching his greasy hand toward Liu Mai. Just as that pig-like hand was about to land on her shoulder. Bang! 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 Chen Ming rushed over and slammed his fists on the car door, rain soaking through his clothes. Startled, the bald man instantly yanked his hand back. Enraged, he rolled down the window and cursed, "What the hell is your problem? Want me to get out and beat your ass?" Xiao Ming? Liu Mai's eyes lit up the moment she saw him. "It's you?" The man's expression changed when he realized Chen Ming wasn't a stranger. "Oh yeah? Come on, then. Get out of the damn car, let us see who beats who." Chen Ming wasn't the type to back down. He pointed a finger right at the man's nose. And as he shouted, he bent down and grabbed a brick off the ground. The man froze at the sight. He knew he was out of options and reluctantly unlocked the door. As Liu Mai stepped out, the man sneered, "Don't bother showing up to work tomorrow. Come back when you've made up your mind." Hearing that, Liu Mai hesitated for just a second, then decisively stepped out and pulled Chen Ming under the eaves with her. The bald man snorted, slammed on the gas, and sped away. By the time they reached shelter, Liu Mai was completely soaked. Wearing a light summer blouse and a tight black skirt, her drenched clothes clung tightly to her curvy figure, every contour visible. Even though she was in her 30s and had a daughter, her body was flawless. Slender waist, full curves, and that dignified yet seductive face, marked by a beauty mole just under her eye, she radiated a stunning maturity that left Chen Ming speechless. It was the first time he'd truly noticed Liu Mai like this. He'd always been fixated on Lin Xiyue and never realized her mother was on another level. Liu Mai could feel Chen Ming's burning gaze and warm breath. A blush crept up her neck, spreading to her cheeks and ears. "Xiao Ming, what are you doing here in this rain? Are you waiting for Xie?" She called earlier to say she's staying over at her best friend's place tonight. Her voice was soft, a little shaky, full of shyness. Chen Ming and Lin Xiyue had grown up together from elementary school to high school, always in the same classes. Their homes were only 2 streets apart. He'd always bring new snacks and toys to share with her. They were true childhood sweethearts. So of course Liu Mai assumed he was here to see her daughter. But Chen Ming's face was cold. Waiting for Lin Xiyue? Why would I do that? And isn't he this Jin city? When did you move here, Aunt Liu? Liu Mai was confused. Jin city? What are you talking about? Chen Ming suddenly realized she looked way too young, just like she had over a decade ago. Over a decade? That thought made him scan the surroundings carefully. He even stepped out into the rain, checking the nearby shops and layout. The more he looked, the more shocked he became. Everything the neighborhood, the stores matched his memory of his hometown, Lianhua County, from over 10 years ago. And the building behind him? Lin Xiyue's old apartment. A terrifying possibility formed in his mind. He turned to Liu Mai and asked urgently, Aunt Liu, what is today's date? Though puzzled, Liu Mai answered honestly, July 6th. Why? What year? 2006. Boom. Chen Ming stood frozen. July 6, 2006. Heavy rain. Lin Xiyue's building. There was no doubt about it now, he'd been reborn. Back to 2006. Scenes from his past life with Lin Xiyue flashed through his mind like a fast-forwarding film. July 15, 2006 college entrance exam results came out. They both got into the same university. He confessed to her, and she rejected him. Even after rejecting him, she kept toying with his feelings, giving him hope, but always dodging real commitment. After graduation, she announced on social media that she was with a rich second gen named Wang Gang. That was when Chen Ming finally gave up. Trying to move on, he threw himself into building a business, a sportswear company. By 2014, sales averaged over 2 million yuan per month. He was full of ambition and energy. But the moment he took Lin Xiyue back, everything collapsed. In March 2015, she came crying to him, said she'd broken up with Wang Gang and wanted to be with him. He'd chased her for 4 years, his heart couldn't resist. But after marriage, his nightmare began. She met with Wang Gang behind his back, begging to reconcile. When Wang Gang refused, she threw tantrums, rolling on the ground. Eventually, he called the police. Chen Ming only learned the truth when officers showed up at his door. To stop her from making more trouble, he gave her a job at his company where she turned the place into a mess. His best employees all quit. The worst blow. Lin Xiyue embezzled company funds to gamble online and lost everything. Without cash flow, the company collapsed in 2023. He was left with 10 million yuan in debt. From soaring success to ruin, it was all because of Lin Xiyue. Just thinking of her made Chen Ming grit his teeth in hatred. Now that the heavens had given him a second chance, he would stay far away from Lin Xiyue, no matter what. As he stood dazed, Liu Mai noticed he was soaked to the bone. The rain is too heavy for you to go back now, she said gently. Why don't you come upstairs for a bit? Dry off before you catch a cold. Chen Ming was about to respond, when suddenly, a crisp mechanical voice echoed in his head. Ding! Host conditions met. Secretary system successfully bound. As the man destined to become Blue Star's greatest tycoon, how could you not have a secretary? Let us begin by recruiting your very first one. Task: recruit a secretary. Requirements: a woman with an overall rating of 90 or above. Reward: Mercedes-Benz S301, cash 500,000, system points plus 10,000. Note: points can be used in the system store. Reminder: only candidates with a rating of 90 plus are eligible. The higher the rating, the greater the rewards. Chapter 2: Take a shower and sleep here tonight. Upon hearing the system's voice, Chen Ming was instantly overjoyed. Not only had he been reborn, he'd also awakened the system. Excited, Chen Ming asked the system in his mind, System, what else can you do? A cold, emotionless voice echoed in his head. Secretary system includes 2 core features, scoring and missions. Scoring: assign a target, and the system will rate them based on multiple attributes. Missions: periodically issued. Completing them will grant rewards. Chen Ming quickly grasped the system's function. Just then, he caught sight of Liu Mai heading upstairs. Curious, he decided to test the system's scoring function on her. Name: Liu Mai. Age: 37. Appearance: 95. Figure: 98. Talent: 90. Work ability: 92. Social ability: 93. Overall score: 96. 96 points. Chen Ming's eyes lit up. The system's first mission required him to recruit a secretary with a score over 90. Liu Mai was a perfect match. But she was Lin Xiyue's mother. Ask her to be his secretary. That wasn't something he could bring up right now. He had to suppress his excitement. Rain continued to pour outside in the dark night. Liu Mai hadn't gone far before noticing Chen Ming still standing under the eaves. Seeing him dazed in place, she assumed he was waiting for Lin Xiyue again. Don't wait anymore. Xiyue really isn't coming home tonight, didn't you hear what Auntie said? I can't let her walk through this rain either. Look at you, you're soaked. Come upstairs and get dried off before you catch a cold. Chen Ming knew she misunderstood, but under the circumstances, he didn't feel like explaining. All right. He nodded and followed Liu Mai up the stairs. He'd only taken a couple of steps when a shocking view made his eyes widen. Too big, way too big. That black pencil skirt hugged her curves tight, each step accentuating the round, firm motion of her hips. Her slender, stocking-clad legs in heels stepped up each stair with a bounce, while fleeting glimpses of white fabric peeked through. Trailing behind her, Chen Ming couldn't help but gulp several times. Liu Mai, oblivious, continued climbing. She lived on the 3rd floor. But those 3 floors felt like an eternal trial for Chen Ming mentally and physically. Once inside, Liu Mai immediately fetched a towel for him. But as she entered her bedroom and turned on the light, her face flushed crimson. From the full-length mirror, she saw herself and was stunned. Her white blouse, completely soaked from the rain, clung tightly to her skin. Beneath it, the contours of her chest, like creamy white jade peaks, were perfectly visible, rising and falling with her breath. The blouse might as well not exist, it hid nothing. On top of that, her damp hair clung to her collarbone and neck, enhancing her mature allure. She looked like someone actively seducing a man. Realizing all of this had been seen by Chen Ming, Liu Mai's beautiful face turned bright red. She darted into the bathroom in a panic. She had to shower and change fast. Meanwhile, Chen Ming let out a long sigh of relief. Finally she's gone. Finally no more torture. Having such a seductive, mature beauty swaying in front of him was pure agony. He'd be lying if he said he wasn't tempted. But she was Lin Xiyue's mother, there was still guilt in his heart. How did I never notice before? He muttered. He felt a little regretful for not realizing how amazing Liu Mai was. Soon, the sound of running water echoed from the bathroom. The soft, rhythmic droplets made Chen Ming's thoughts run wild. He quickly tried to calm down and used the towel to dry himself. But after standing in the rain for so long, his clothes were completely drenched. The towel didn't help much. His clothes stuck uncomfortably to his skin. So he simply took off his shirt. After 3 years of consistent training in high school, his chest and abs were well defined. Not long after, Liu Mai came out of the bathroom in a 2-piece pajama set. The moment she saw Chen Ming sitting on the couch bare-chested, she let out a startled gasp. Her eyes locked on his chiseled upper body, and her heart began racing uncontrollably. So this is what a young man's body looks like, so strong, so perfect. Her heartbeat quickened, and it felt like ants crawling all over her skin. She couldn't stay still. Despite her flustered state, she tried to maintain her composure as an elder and asked, feigning calm. Xia Ming, why did you take off your shirt? Chen Ming replied honestly, my clothes were too wet. It was really uncomfortable. He had expected her to come out in a towel, yet she wore surprisingly modest sleepwear. Still, modest or not, it couldn't hide that incredible figure. Her full curves stretched the fabric tight. Just looking at her made Chen Ming's blood boil again. Liu Mai also realized that the towel alone wasn't enough to dry off, and it made no sense to stay in wet clothes. She stepped onto the balcony and glanced outside. The rain was falling harder than before, with no sign of stopping. For some reason, she suddenly blurted out. Xia Ming, looks like the rain won't let up anytime soon. Why don't you just stay the night here? Go take a shower and change out of those wet clothes. I'll find something for you to wear. Staying in wet clothes will get you sick. Without giving him a chance to respond, Liu Mai turned and headed straight to the bedroom to look for clothes. Chapter 3, Auntie, please do it with me from now on. Seeing Liu Mai going to look for clothes, Chen Ming couldn't refuse. After hesitating for 0.01 seconds, he made the difficult decision to sleep here for one night. After all, he knew after his rebirth that the heavy rain would continue until morning. What made Chen Ming feel strange was that there was no man in Liu Mai's family, so what clothes was Liu Mai looking for? Chen Ming remembered asking Lin Xiyue about her family situation before. Lin Xiyue told him that her mother had never been married and that she was picked up by Liu Mai. In his previous life, Chen Ming had indeed never seen any men's things in her house, but he didn't know whether it was true that Liu Mai had never been married. After waiting for about 10 minutes, Liu Mai put her hands behind her back and walked out shyly. "What's wrong, Aunt Liu? Didn't you find suitable clothes?" Not seeing any clothes, Chen Ming spoke curiously. When Liu Mai heard Chen Ming's words, her pretty face turned red. She lowered her head and took her hands out from behind her back. "I saw that Liu Mai was holding a women's t-shirt and a pair of women's shorts in her hands. After searching for a long time, Liu Mai actually brought her own clothes." This was the first time for Liu Mai to let a man wear her clothes. But there was nothing she could do about it, as there wasn't a single piece of men's clothing in her house. She just subconsciously suggested that Chen Ming stay overnight without giving it much thought. "What's wrong with me? I actually let a man spend the night at my house and even gave him my..." Seeing Chen Ming looking at the clothes in her hand with surprise, Liu Mai couldn't help but feel hot on her face. She handed the clothes to Chen Ming and stammered, "Only these two look suitable. Xiao Ming, can you just put up with it for a while and wait until tomorrow, when your clothes are dry, and then change back into your own clothes?" Chen Ming understood her family situation. Although he was a little surprised at first, he immediately understood Liu Mai's difficulties. So he thanked her, took the clothes and pants from Liu Mai, and went into the bathroom. Just as he was about to take off his pants. "Wait a moment!" Liu Mai screamed and ran into the bathroom. Her face was as red as a monkey's butt. After entering the bathroom, she quickly took away several pieces of underwear in the bathroom. Then he left in a hurry without even closing the bathroom door. Chen Ming had no choice but to shake his head and close the door with a wry smile. Chen Ming finished his shower and came out wearing a women's t-shirt and shorts. When Liu Mai saw this, her heartbeat accelerated again and her body went limp uncontrollably. Sexy, so sexy. The pants were fine, as Liu Mai's but was quite big, so they fit Chen Ming perfectly, and were even a little big, but the t-shirt was too small. Chen Ming is 182 centimeters tall, muscular, and has a broad upper body. Liu Mai's t-shirt looked no different from a tights on him. This makes the muscle texture and flesh contours of his upper body clearly visible. He looks much sexier now than when he was shirtless just now. Facing this handsome guy with red lips and white teeth, 182 centimeters tall and muscular, Liu Mai was moved. She couldn't help but want to get started and feel Chen Ming's sexy muscle lines. But when she thought that this was her daughter's suitor, the younger generation she had watched grow up, she suddenly came to her senses. "This is Xia's childhood sweetheart, Liu Mai, what are you thinking about?" After returning to normal, there was no sign of anything unusual on Liu Mai's face. Then she cut some fruit, put it on the coffee table, sat on the sofa opposite Chen Ming, and said seriously, "Xiao Ming, I'm so grateful for you just now, otherwise I don't know what would have happened." Hearing her words, Chen Ming waved his hand modestly. "It just happened. It's just a piece of cake." Then Chen Ming asked curiously, "By the way, is that guy Aunt Liu's boss? What conditions does he want you to agree to?" "Well." Hearing Chen Ming's question, Liu Mai sighed and explained to Chen Ming. It turned out that Liu Mai worked as an accountant in Xenia Advertising Company. After only a few days, she noticed that her boss looked at her in a strange way. During this period, she kept her distance from the other party and worked for more than 2 months without anything happening. It was raining heavily when she got off work today. She didn't bring any rain gear and rode a bicycle to get off work. For safety reasons, the boss offered to drive her home, and she agreed. Unexpectedly, after arriving downstairs at Liu Mai's house, the boss suddenly asked Liu Mai to be his lover, otherwise he would fire her. Liu Mai refused on the spot, but the boss was not giving up and even didn't open the car door, trying to take advantage of her in the car. Fortunately, Chen Ming appeared in time and prevented the boss from succeeding. Chen Ming was not surprised at all. For a lady as beautiful and with such a good figure as her, few men would be willing to open the door and let her get out. When Chen Ming learned that Liu Mai was going to lose her job, he was immediately delighted. He knew that his chance had come. "Chen Ming, so, Aunt Liu is unemployed. What are your plans for the future?" "Liu Mai, I don't have any plans. I can only look for a new job tomorrow." "Chen Ming, so urgent. Liu Xiyue is going to college. Both tuition and living expenses will require a large sum of money. How can I not be anxious? When Chen Ming heard that Liu Mai was in a hurry to find a job, he was overjoyed. He quickly picked up the cup on the table and drank a sip of water to cover up the corners of his mouth that he couldn't help laughing, then said seriously, I'm planning to expand my store recently, and I really need manpower. Aunt Liu, how about you be my secretary? Secretary? Doesn't your family own a supermarket? Are you going to open a branch? Why do you need a secretary? Liu Mai was surprised to hear Chen Ming's words. She knew Chen Ming's store. It used to be a store selling grains, oil and non-staple food, but later it was changed into a supermarket. There was no need for a secretary in a supermarket. During the probation period, I will give you 1,800 yuan a month. After you become a regular employee, you will get 2,500 yuan and bonuses if you achieve good results. When Liu Mai was confused, the salary Chen Ming offered made her eyes widen. What? The probation period is 1,800 yuan a month. After becoming a regular employee, you will get 2,500 yuan plus a bonus. Is this true? Xiao Ming, you are not kidding me, are you? Liu Mai knew that the employees in Chen Ming's supermarket were paid 1,200 yuan a month. Her previous job as an accountant only paid her 1,500 yuan a month, which was already higher than the average salary in the county. Now I work as Chen Ming's secretary. It's just the probation period, and I get 1,800 yuan a month. After I become a regular employee, the salary will be 2,500 yuan. Only companies in big cities can afford this level of salary. Chen Ming offered her such a generous salary. Did he really just want her to be a secretary? Is this a proper secretarial job? Also, does your mother agree with you offering such a high salary? Although Chen Ming spoke very seriously, Liu Mai didn't dare to believe it. After all, she was still frightened by her previous experience, so she suspected that Chen Ming had other intentions. Besides, Chen Ming is still in school. Will his family agree with him doing this? My mom went on a trip with her best friend yesterday. She won't be back until I start school, so I've left the supermarket to you. As for the expansion, my mom supports me and lets me go for it. I'm looking for a secretary for work, and I've always respected Aunt Liu. You don't think I have any ideas, do you? Seeing that Liu Mai still looked unconvinced, Chen Ming began to make up lies in order to get her to be his secretary. His eyes were as sincere as they could be. Except for the fact that his mother and best friend went out traveling and asked him to manage the supermarket, everything else he said was true. It was all lies. Liu Mai thought for a long time, but couldn't resist the temptation of salary, and replied nervously, I am willing to be your secretary. Xiao Ming, don't lie to auntie. Lin Xiyue needs a lot of money for tuition and living expenses to go to college, so she really needs a job now. Chen Ming offered such tempting conditions, she had no reason to refuse. Seeing that Liu Mai finally agreed, Chen Ming was overjoyed and stood up happily. Don't worry, Aunt Liu. I promise you won't suffer any loss if you work with me in the future. Then the two chatted about some details and agreed to go to Chen Ming's store tomorrow to sign the agreement. Before I knew it, it was already 11 o'clock in the evening and it was still raining outside. Finally, he said good night to Liu Mai and went into the guest room where Liu Mai had specially prepared bedding for him to rest. Chapter 4, Caught by My Daughter. Lying on the strange bed, Chen Ming found it difficult to fall asleep. Chen Ming couldn't help but recall his past life, including those unpleasant memories. At that time, I confessed to Lin Xiyue many times. Obviously, we had a very good relationship, but she always refused. He still remembered the scene when he confessed his love to her for the last time when he graduated from college. I can never be with someone like you. What makes me like you? Just relying on your small shop. Do you think I really like someone like you? Why didn't you understand after so long? After all, she looked down on Chen Ming because he had no money. Thinking of this, Chen Ming's eyes gradually turned cold. It was after this incident that Chen Ming became disheartened and devoted himself to his career. I originally thought that from now on, the two would never have any intersection again. Unexpectedly, Lin Xiyue found him again many years later and imposed a heavy punishment on his life. Now that he has a new life, he will never be merciful and ruin his career for a vain, gold-digging girl. Thinking that Liu Mai had just agreed to be his personal secretary, Chen Ming smiled slightly. In my last life, you ruined my career and my life. In this life, I will make you suffer torture and humiliation, and I will start by getting close to your mother. With a new goal, Chen Ming's eyes became more determined as he lay on the bed, and he fell asleep unknowingly. Early the next morning, Chen Ming opened the door of the guest room and found that Liu Mai had changed into an OL professional suit. The white shirt was propped up high, as if it was about to burst. The skirt tightly wraps around her round and firm breasts, revealing the perfect curve of her waist. Coupled with the beautiful face and a teardrop mole at the corner of the eye, she exudes charm and maturity. Chen Ming, who had just woken up, was stunned on the spot. "Xiao Ming, you're up. I made noodles." When she saw Chen Ming coming out, she kept staring at her. As she spoke, her voice became smaller and smaller, and she turned her head away, not daring to look at Chen Ming. Okay. Chen Ming soon reacted. He had to cover his body, said okay, and slipped into the bathroom. There's no way, Liu Mai is too tempting in her professional attire. He couldn't hold it in at all this early in the morning. Chen Ming took a lot of effort to solve his own problem, and then put on the clothes that had been hanging out to dry all night. Although it's not completely dry, it's barely wearable. Then he quickly finished his noodles and said, "I'm going to go home and change my clothes first. Aunt Liu, remember to come to the store later to sign the employment agreement with me." Hearing Chen Ming's reminder, Liu Mai replied, "Okay, I'll go over later when Xia comes back." The two of them walked to the door while talking. Chen Ming turned around and took one last look at Liu Mai, who looked virtuous, and prepared to open the door and go home. Just as he was about to step out of the room, he heard a scream, which scared him. "Why are you in my house? Lin Xiyue is back." When I saw Lin Xiyue again, she was still as beautiful as ever, with slender legs, a slender waist, skin as white as snow, and a beautiful face. Compared to Liu Mai, Lin Xiyue is far behind in temperament. Now Lin Xiyue is just a little girl, completely dominated by her mother, but she is also a standard beauty. In terms of figure, Lin Xiyue also has a top-notch devilish figure, but her figure is thinner, especially her chest, which is still developing. Chen Ming prefers the plump type like Liu Mai. When Chen Ming saw that it was Lin Xiyue, he ignored her questioning without even explaining. He turned around, smiled and said to Liu Mai, "Aunt Liu, don't forget the agreement. I'm going back first." "Well, okay." Liu Mai responded a little nervously. Liu Mai couldn't just ignore it like Chen Ming did. When she heard her daughter questioning Chen Ming, she felt very nervous. This was the first time in all these years that she had let a man stay overnight at her home. This man was her daughter's classmate and her suitor. Liu Mai looked at Lin Xiyue, who was standing at the door, feeling embarrassed as if her secret had been exposed. Chapter 5, Top 100 in the County. Seeing that Chen Ming ignored her, Lin Xiyue was stunned. In her memory, Chen Ming had never ignored her. Every time he saw her, he would always find something to talk about, which reminded Lin Xiyue of Chen Ming's confession to her yesterday. Is it because I rejected his confession yesterday that he was angry and is ignoring me on purpose today? Humph, you came to my house early in the morning just to see me, but after seeing me, you pretended to be indifferent. How childish. Originally, Lin Xiyue wanted to call out to Chen Ming, who was going downstairs, but when she thought that he was acting on purpose, she suddenly didn't want to talk anymore. I let you act, and see if I will pay attention to you. If I look at you for one more second, I lose. She knew that she absolutely could not catch up with him at this time, as that would make her lose face and reduce her weight in Chen Ming's eyes. Until Chen Ming completely disappeared from the corridor, Lin Xiyue just stood there watching without saying anything. Little did she know that Chen Ming had already made plans to slowly take revenge on her. "Mom, why did you let anyone into the house so easily? I'm not at home, just let him wait outside." After Chen Ming left, Lin Xiyue walked into the room and spoke to Liu Mai. Originally, Liu Mai was still hesitating whether to tell her daughter that she had let Chen Ming spend the night at her home. When she heard Lin Xiyue say this, she immediately shut up. She wasn't even allowed to enter the house. If I told her that Chen Ming had stayed over at home last night, my daughter would definitely be angry with me. On the other side, Chen Ming went home, changed into dry clothes, and then went to the supermarket. The day before yesterday, Chen Ming's mother packed her luggage overnight and went out for a trip with her best friend. In fact, it's not just recently. Ever since Chen Ming entered high school, his mother would leave the supermarket to him during every winter and summer vacation. It was even euphemistically stated that it was to cultivate Chen Ming's independent ability. Chen Ming grew up with his mother. He has never seen his father since he was old enough to understand. According to his mother, his father died of a work-related injury when Chen Ming was still in her belly. In order to make a living, Chen Ming's mother used the compensation money to open a grain, oil and grocery store as soon as she gave birth to him. However, with the subsequent development, it has been transformed into a supermarket. If his family's store was still the grain and oil store as before, his mother would probably have to go there herself to take care of it. But since it was changed into a supermarket and 6 employees were hired, it doesn't matter whether the boss goes or not. This is why Chen Ming's mother is so confident in Chen Ming running the store alone. Chen Ming walked out of his home, turned 2 corners, and came to a store with a sign that read Yuan Supermarket. The store's opening hours are 9 a.m. When Chen Ming arrived, it was exactly 9:30 and there were not many customers in the store. After briefly checking the accounts with a few employees and looking at the list of goods, he slipped into the only office at the back of the supermarket, turned on the big white computer, and skillfully entered the password. At this time, large monitors were still the mainstream, and in a small county, owning such a computer already showed that the family conditions were quite good. After turning on the computer, Chen Ming boarded the Penguin. Penguin is very popular now, and many people go to internet cafes just to use Penguin to find people to chat with. When you get on the Penguin, a lot of information pops up. He saw a message from his high school class monitor, saying that everyone had graduated and wanted to get together for the last time. The address is room 308 of Golden Years, one of the only 2 KTVs in the county, and the time is 8 o'clock in the evening 3 days later. Looking at this message, Chen Ming hesitated. Do you want to go or not? Just then there was a knock on the door and a clerk's voice came from outside. Little boss, there's a woman outside looking for you. She said she had an appointment with you. Hearing that it was a woman, Chen Ming's face immediately showed joy. He knew that it was most likely Liu Mai who came. Now he could complete the system task and get the reward. Hurry, let her in, Chen Ming ordered impatiently. Then a clerk led Liu Mai to the office. As soon as he stepped into the office, Chen Ming was instantly attracted. His eyes seemed to be magnetic and were always attached to the woman in front of him. It was the same business suit that Chen Ming had been wearing when he left in the morning. The white shirt was so tight on his body that it seemed like it would burst at any moment. Under the slender and graceful waist, a black tight skirt wrapped around 2 round buttocks, and a pair of calves in flesh-colored stockings extended from under the skirt. Liu Mai's hair was tied up into a dignified bun, which gave her a sense of workplace competence while also exuding a hint of maturity and charm. Her beautiful face with a teardrop mole at the corner of her eye was lightly smeared with rouge. The delicate and soft eyebrows and eyes can be seen at first glance that they are carefully drawn. She didn't look old to begin with, and now with this makeup, she looks like a young woman of only 25 or 26 years old. People who don't know her would never imagine that she already has an 18-year-old daughter. After Liu Mai came in, she found that Chen Ming had been staring at her, and a blush suddenly appeared on her pretty face. Boss, I'm here. Am I here to sign the employment agreement? She blushed, suppressed her embarrassment, and took the initiative to ask. Hearing this question, Chen Ming came back to his senses from Liu Mai's charming figure, and then took out an employee agreement from the drawer. After handing it to Liu Mai, he said awkwardly, "Yes, it's here." Everything went smoothly afterwards, and the contract was pretty much the same as Chen Ming had promised. After reading it carefully, Liu Mai signed her name and put her fingerprints on it. Just when Liu Mai had just signed the contract. Ding! Congratulations to their host for completing the mission. Reward, Mercedes-Benz S301, cash plus 500,000.00 yuan, points plus 10,000, issued. Note, all real rewards have reasonable origins, please feel free to use them. Chen Ming was pleasantly surprised when he heard the system prompt sounds ringing continuously in his mind. When I saw these rewards, I was even more excited. You have to know that in 2006, the total number of Mercedes-Benz cars in their entire county did not exceed 5. Now he owns one and has 500,000 yuan in cash. How could Chen Ming not be excited? 500,000 is an astronomical figure in this county town where the average wage per capita is over 1,000. After looking at these rewards, Chen Ming opened the system panel. Host, Chen Ming. Age, 18. Skills, none. Secretary, Liu Mai. Assets, 520,220 yuan, Mercedes-Benz S300, ranking, 78th in Lianhua County. Chapter 6 Make an Offer. 1, 10, 100. Chen Ming rubbed his eyes and counted again, checking the zeros after the account balance to confirm that the amount was correct. Although Chen Ming had experienced ups and downs in his previous life and had seen the world, he was still a little confused when faced with this wealth that came out of nowhere. You have to know that in this era, 500,000 is an astronomical figure, and the purchasing power is very strong. It is enough to buy a nice property in a big city. The other side. After the contract was signed, Liu Mai's uneasy heart slowly calmed down. She wouldn't have to worry about her livelihood for some time. Putting down the pen, Liu Mai showed a grateful expression on her face. Chen Ming, thank you so much. If you hadn't offered me this job, I really wouldn't know what to do. Don't worry, I will work hard to repay you for your kindness. At this time, Liu Mai's eyes were red and her words were full of gratitude. At this time, the system sounds a prompt again. Ding! As someone who is destined to become the #1 tycoon on Blue Star, how can you not have real estate? Task, under the secretary's suggestion, purchase a property at a cost not exceeding 500,000 yuan. Requirements, the property is located in a commercial area and the area is more than 1,000 square meters. Reward, cash plus 2,000,000 yuan, points plus 50,000. Buying a property. And you have requirements for location and area? This is clearly not for one's own residence, but for commercial purposes. If it were a few decades later, with just 500,000 yuan, you probably wouldn't be able to buy a property in Qingyang district of Lin Xiyue County, let alone a store. But now it is 2006, and the purchasing power of 500,000 is quite amazing. It is more than enough to buy an ordinary commercial building. Chen Ming's thoughts were interrupted by the system and he was in a daze, leaving Liu Mai, who had just signed the labor contract, aside. Liu Mai stretched out her slender jade fingers and waved them in front of him, and only then did Chen Ming come to his senses. When Chen Ming saw Liu Mai, his eyes lit up. The secretary he had just hired could be put to use immediately. Aunt Liu, I hired you because your abilities meet my requirements. As long as you do your job well, it will be the greatest reward for me. Well, can you work now? I'll assign you a task. Liu Mai's eyes lit up. She hoped that Chen Ming would arrange a job for her immediately, otherwise she would not feel at ease with such a high salary. The other side. After Chen Ming finished speaking, he took out a map and spread it on the desk. Although it was just a map of a small county, Chen Ming had the air of someone who was commanding the entire country. I want to buy a property for future development. Can you help me see which piece of land has more potential? Liu Mai was really shocked. She thought Chen Ming hired her just to run a supermarket branch, but she didn't expect Chen Ming to be so ambitious that he actually wanted to buy a property. Chen Ming is kidding, right? Do you know how much it costs to buy a property? Do you have enough funds? Chen Ming smiled mysteriously and stretched out 5 fingers and waved them in front of Liu Mai. Is this number enough? 50,000. Add another 0 to the end. 500,000. Liu Mai exclaimed in surprise. She didn't expect Chen Ming could come up with so much money. But she quickly dispelled her doubts. After all, there must be a reason why Chen Ming offered her such a high salary. Liu Mai comes from a financial background and is a smart person. After making sure that Chen Ming was not joking, he began to discuss it seriously. Lin Xiyue County has a small population of only a few 100,000 people, and because the population is not densely populated, no commercial center has been formed. Liu Mai frowned slightly and circled a few reliable places with her fingers. These places are in good locations, but I don't know if I can get them for 500,000. Liu Mai looked so beautiful when she was serious that Chen Ming was stunned. Boss. Liu Mai didn't hear any response and looked at Chen Ming in confusion. Seeing Chen Ming staring at her, her pretty face blushed and she waved at Chen Ming. Chen Ming came back to his senses and smiled awkwardly. He pondered for a moment and then an idea came to him. Since the small county town has not yet formed a commercial center, the place that we develop first can be the future commercial center. From the perspective of location to population density, the location of the supermarket run by my family is a good choice. But in Chen Ming's impression, the landlord of this property was mean and harsh. He had conflicts with several businesses over rent issues, and even had quarrels with his own mother. If you want to get this property at a cheap price, you have to use some extraordinary means. Liu Mai, check the housing price trends around here so you can get a rough idea of it. Liu Mai nodded to indicate that there was no problem. After doing their homework, the two approached the supermarket's landlord, Liu Dexin. Liu Dexin is a wretched bald uncle who relies on his status as a landlord to bully others. He doesn't take the merchants into consideration at all and always clamors for a rent increase. When Liu Dexin saw Chen Ming coming to his house with a beautiful woman today, he had a playful expression on his face. "Oh, who did I think it was? Isn't this Chen Ming? You're dating at such a young age. How are you thinking about the matter I discussed with you before?" Liu Mai's pretty face turned red. Chen Ming was her daughter's suitor and might very well become her son-in-law in the future. Liu Dexin's words made Liu Mai very embarrassed. Chen Ming was stunned. What did this guy discuss with him? More than 10 years have passed, and he has long forgotten it. "I came here for something else." Liu Dexin snorted coldly and tapped the table in front of him with his fingers. "Hey! Giving you 6,000 yuan in compensation is not a small amount, and you don't agree to increase the rent. Isn't this delaying my making big money? If you continue to be stubborn, don't blame me for using other means." After hearing Liu's words, Chen Ming finally remembered. At that time, several investors were willing to pay a high price to rent Chen Ming's store, and Liu Dexin was tempted by the money. However, Chen Mingjie signed a 10-year contract with Liu. If the merchant did not request to terminate the lease, Liu Dexin had no right to ask the merchant to move out. In order to achieve his goal, Liu Dexin secretly gave Chen Ming 6,000 yuan and asked him to move the shop quietly without telling his mother. Chen Ming rejected him at that time. What was impossible to agree to back then is even more impossible today. He snorted coldly, "I can't agree to this. Not only will I not give up the shop, I will also buy all your shops." Har! Liu Dexin was choked by his own saliva and coughed a few times in embarrassment. He was so shocked that his eyes widened, as if he didn't understand what Chen Ming meant. "What did you say? You bought all my shops? You are so arrogant even though you are not a big guy. Do you know how much this property of mine is worth?" Chen Ming had a serious look on his face, not joking at all. He pulled up the chair in front of the desk and sat down casually. "I'm here to discuss cooperation with you. I want to buy your entire property. What's your price?" Chapter 7 successfully taken. Liu Dexin didn't take Chen Ming seriously and curled his lips. "You kid. It's not even dark yet and you're already dreaming? How much is the annual turnover of your little supermarket? Can the money you have afford to buy a shop of mine?" Chen Ming's face darkened. He didn't want to argue with the other party, so he went straight to the point. "Let's not waste any more time. I'm not in the mood to joke with you today. Are you going to sell it or not?" At the beginning of selecting the site, Chen Ming used the system to evaluate Liu Dexin's land. The system shows that although the building quality and supporting facilities are 65 points and 70 points respectively, the geographical location and cost effectiveness scored 95 points, and the overall score reached 81 points. Because property prices are generally low in this era, especially old properties in small county towns like this, have hit rock bottom and no one is interested in buying them. Even if Liu Dexin asked for a sky-high price, he would still make a profit. By spending money and effort on repairs and renovations, the old and dilapidated building will definitely look brand new, and there will also be system rewards for completing the task. On the other side, Liu Dexin looked at Chen Ming with a serious expression, his eyes darting left and right, wondering if this guy in front of him was crazy. "Even if you have so much money, why don't you use it for other things? Why do you have to buy his old building? If we don't make a fortune from him now, when will we make a fortune?" "Okay. You can buy my property, but I have to make it clear in advance that I am not selling this lower floor shop alone. If you are interested, you must buy the whole building," Liu Dexin said. Chen Ming snorted coldly. Liu Dexin was not stupid. He knew that the most valuable part of his old building was the shops on the first floor. There are still residents on the second floor, but the third and fourth floors and above are basically empty, and can neither be sold nor rented out. Liu Dexin thought he was smart. He used bundled sales to set a high threshold for Chen Ming and to test how much money Chen Ming had. On the other hand, even if Chen Ming could come up with the money, why not take over his mess? "No problem. I was planning to buy the entire building anyway. Any other requests?" Chen Ming was anxious to complete the task and proceed to the next plan, and did not want to deal with the greedy Liu Dexin. Liu Dexin slammed the table and stood up. "Great. That's great, Chen Ming. I have to look up to you today. If you really want to buy my property, the price is 800,000. We have agreed that there will be no credit or arrears, and it will be a cash transaction. I will cooperate with you in the transfer right away. Huh? How much? Although Chen Ming had made sufficient mental preparations, he knew that this guy would definitely ask for an exorbitant amount of money. But the price he asked for was 800,000, and it was obvious that he was taking advantage of me. Liu Mai frowned, touched the hem of Chen Ming's clothes with her hand, leaned towards Chen Ming, and lowered her voice. Boss, this guy is asking for an exorbitant price, obviously bullying us. There was a fragrance coming from Liu Mai's body. Smelling the fragrance and listening to her deliberately lowered gentle voice, Chen Ming was completely intoxicated. After a while, Chen Ming sneered with a disdainful expression on his face. If he had faced such a scene back then, he might have been a little timid. But Chen Ming today is different from the past. He doesn't take Liu Dexin's tricks seriously at all. Boss Liu, your abacus beads are falling on my face. How dare you ask for a price of 800,000? Not to mention a small county like Lianhua County, even in a big city, you can't ask for this price, right? Liu Mai immediately understood what Chen Ming meant when he looked at her. She gracefully took out a few sheets of printed paper from her purse. This is a price information of nearby houses that Liu Mai had printed out from a nearby real estate agency. Some of them are internal quotation information that Liu Mai obtained through her own connections. Chen Ming pointed at a few printed papers with his fingers. Don't think you can scare me with your sky-high asking price. I came prepared. What's the location of your shabby building? What's the supporting facilities? You know it well. You asked for 800,000 yuan. Why don't you go and grab it? What's more, the third floor and above are basically unrentable. Now rich people go to big cities to buy houses. Who would still live in this small place? You are claiming to raise the rent for us merchants to make up for the losses of so many years. Am I right? Perhaps Chen Ming hit the nail on the head. The arrogant Liu Dexin immediately shut up. It seems that we can't underestimate this kid, he comes well prepared. Liu Dexin snorted coldly. This deal is a one-sided one. This is my price. I can lower it a little. If you want a big knife, don't say anything. Chen Ming sneered in his heart. Liu Dexin must have regretted quoting this price. He couldn't wait to throw away such a hot potato. It's just that Liu Dexin was used to being arrogant and domineering. On the one hand, he didn't want to lose face in front of Chen Ming, and on the other hand, he wanted to take the opportunity to make a fortune. I didn't expect that I would be in the control of him, so I could only grit my teeth and not let go. Chen Ming sighed softly and stood up from his seat, with a helpless expression on his face. You are right, you have the right to ask for an exorbitant price, and I have the right not to accept it. What a pity. Liu Mai, who was standing aside at this time, said, Boss, it's nothing to regret. You have money in your hands, so why worry about not being able to find a house? Instead of wasting time here, why not go somewhere else and have a look? Chen Ming nodded, and was very satisfied with Liu Mai's on-the-spot reaction ability. The reason why Liu Mai scored so high is that in addition to her outstanding appearance, she is also quite capable and knows how to speak in different occasions. There's no way this deal between us can be concluded today. In that case, I won't bother you anymore. Let's go. Why? Seeing the two men turn around and leave, Liu Dexin wanted to say something but stopped, swallowing the words back. Walking out of Liu Dexin's office, Liu Mai frowned slightly. She didn't expect that Liu Dexin was such a greedy guy. What should I do, boss? If we fail to close this deal, it will be very difficult to find a suitable piece of land. Since signing the labor contract, Liu Mai has been calling Chen Ming boss very easily, which makes Chen Ming feel comfortable. Chen Ming chuckled and reached out to smooth Liu Mai's brows. Don't worry, I have my own way. Liu Mai's face turned red all of a sudden, her eyes widened, stunned by Chen Ming's actions. That's all for today's work. Go back and have a rest. And one more thing. Don't tell Lin Xiyue that you've become my personal secretary. Chen Ming had a grudge against Lin Xiyue, and he didn't want her to know about this for the time being. Chapter 8, Picking up the car and getting slapped in the face. Liu Mai hesitated for a while and swallowed back the words she was about to say. She nodded and was about to turn around and leave, but Chen Ming grabbed her wrist. You've been busy all day, and I'll take you home, but you have to go somewhere with me first. Liu Mai was stunned, as if she thought of something difficult to talk about, and then her face turned even redder. But she quickly shook her head and got rid of these messy thoughts. Since she is a personal secretary, she naturally has to meet the boss's various needs. Not long after, Chen Ming took her to the Shenyang car dealership not far away. Lianhua County is not a big county, and there are very few people who can afford to drive a private car here. Other car dealerships nearby only sell entry-level cars and are not large scale. Although this car dealership has just opened, it should be the largest car dealership in the county. In 2006, apart from commercial minivans, the more common vehicles were Xiaoli and Shaol. Liu Mai had seen the world. When she saw the rows of brand new Xiaoli cars in front of the car dealership, she immediately knew that Chen Ming was here to buy a car. That's right, now that you have a company, a car is a must. A Xiaoli costs only tens of thousands of yuan, so even if Chen Ming pays the full amount including the license plate, he can still afford it. But Chen Ming was not interested in entry-level cars, so he took Liu Mai into the inner hall of the car dealership. Li Changcheng, a salesperson standing in the hall, saw a customer coming and went up to ask about the situation. Do you too want to see the cars? Most of our models are on display at the door. I'll take you to have a look. Chen Ming stretched out a finger and shook it. I'm not here to buy a car, I'm here to pick it up. I've made a reservation at your dealership. It's a Mercedes-Benz S300. After the system distributed the task reward, Chen Ming found that he had an extra car license plate in his hand. The license plate indicates that the place to pick up the car is Shenyang car dealership. Li Changcheng was stunned, a look of shock on his face. Their car dealership does not sell the Mercedes-Benz S300. After all, there are only a few people in such a small county who can afford a car of this level. But just 2 days ago, one car arrived in the store, which made them very envious. I didn't expect that the owner of this car is such a young person. Li Changcheng immediately nodded and bowed to lead the way for the two people. Just after they took 2 steps, a frivolous voice was heard. Oh, isn't this Secretary Liu? Chen Ming stopped and turned to look. A middle-aged man in a black suit walked over with a smile on his face. That look, no matter how you look at it, is so vulgar. Liu Mai frowned calmly, her tone somewhat cold. Manager Sunday. Sun Yang nodded and smiled, thinking he was being cool. He glanced at Chen Ming and asked with disdain, why did Secretary Liu become a nanny after she left? Liu Mai's face darkened. This man was not honest and had harassed female colleagues in the company many times. He had also hinted at her many times. Now his words were obviously meant to embarrass her. It seems I need to improve myself, so as to avoid being mistaken for a nanny when standing next to Mr. Chen. Liu Mai said. The smile on Sun Yang's face froze, and he finally looked at Chen Ming straight in the eye. Mr. Chen. Him. No matter how you look at him, he's just a brat. Li Changcheng stepped forward at the right time and said with a smile, this customer is here to pick up a Mercedes-Benz S300. I wonder why you are here. His original intention was to remind Sun Yang that Chen Ming was of no ordinary background. But when Sun Yang heard these words, they became a warning. Mercedes S300? Him? Bullshit. He knows all the prominent figures in Lianhua County. He could even name the boss's sons and daughters, but he had never heard of any Mr. Chen. Har har har, stop joking. Do you know how much a new Mercedes-Benz S300 costs? Even if you have money, you may not be able to order one. How about him? Sun Yang laughed so hard that he fell backwards. I know the owner of this car dealership. You too have been cheated by this guy. Sun Yang pointed at Li Changcheng and said, get him out right now, or I'll ask your boss to fire you. Liu Mai frowned and was about to speak when she saw a tall man in a rubber coat walking out from the back warehouse. The man in the leather coat has a big square face and a slight stubble, and he is quite handsome. He heard the argument and frowned, what's going on? Upon seeing this person, Sun Yang immediately trotted over, hey, Brother John, I don't know where this guy got this brand from, and he said he wanted to buy a Mercedes-Benz S300. Don't you think it's funny? This man is the owner of the car dealership, Zhang Jikue. He was holding a wrench and must have just finished repairing the car. Zhang Jikue was stunned, his eyes fell on Chen Ming, and he looked him up and down. Hello, can you show me the license plate in your hand? Chen Ming snorted coldly, took out the license plate from his pocket and waved it in front of the boss. Zhang Jikue's face swayed left and right as he lifted the license plate. Finally, he could see the numbers and the stamp on it clearly, and then he slapped his thigh. Oh, you are Boss Chen, right? Look, why didn't you call me in advance to let me know? I've been waiting for you for a long time. This Mercedes-Benz S300 has been parked in the garage for many days, just waiting for you to pick it up. As he spoke, Zhang Jikue glared at Sun Yang with a sharp look. Sun Yang felt a chill piercing his back and couldn't help but shiver. Can this guy really afford a Mercedes-Benz S300? Zhang Jikue smiled and explained, this is my brother-in-law. He has no brains and just likes to act cool. Don't mind it. Sun Yang's face flushed and he subconsciously looked at Liu Mai, but Liu Mai didn't even look at him. Nepotism is not a good thing. Liu Mai's voice was no longer charming, but rather angry. Our CEO Chen chose Shenyang car dealership because of its reputation over the years. However, the experience Shenyang car dealership gave us today was very bad. Chen Ming raised his eyelids and glanced at Zhang Jikue, then turned away with a smile. Before Chen Ming could speak, Zhang Jikue started cursing Sun Yang. You have no sense of propriety. You are so indifferent to a big customer. You are so disgraceful. Why don't you apologize immediately? Sun Yang clenched his fists tightly, took a few deep breaths, and then said, I'm sorry, Boss Chen, I was blind to the truth just now. You are so magnanimous. Chen Ming waved his hands, not wanting to bother with such a small person. There is not a bit of originality in the words begging for mercy, and my ears are getting calluses from hearing them. Finally mention the car. The luxurious interior and the grand silver black exterior are quite impressive, and even Liu Mai was stunned. My previous boss didn't have the ability to order such a luxury car. Is this the car you bought? Chen Ming nodded, took the car keys from his boss, and shook them in his hand very casually. Get in the car, I'll take you out for a ride and try out the performance first. The two got in the car, drove out of the dealership and drove onto the county street. Even in later generations, the Mercedes-Benz S300 is an absolute luxury car. As for now, it is really rare. This attracted pedestrians on both sides of the road to watch and discuss which big shot from the big city had arrived. After driving along the county road, Chen Ming parked the car accurately in front of Liu Mai's house and opened the door for her very gentlemanly. Chapter 9, Planning in Advance. Liu Mai felt like she was dreaming. She never thought that she would be able to ride in such a luxurious car in her lifetime. She felt dizzy after getting out of the car. Thank you, boss, for sending me home. As for buying a house, Chen Ming waved his hand, with a look of planning on his face. I will make my own arrangements for buying a house. You go back and rest first, and gather your energy so that you can work hard tomorrow. When Liu Mai heard that Chen Ming was going to do something big, her face turned red again. Just then, a familiar slender figure appeared on the corner of the street. She stopped beside the two men, first looked at the Mercedes parked at the door with surprise, and then turned around curiously. Finally, his eyes stopped at Liu Mai, who showed a surprised look on her face. Mom, whose car is this? This figure was naturally Lin Xiyue, who had just returned home. She was very curious when she saw the luxury car parked in front of her house. Lin Xiyue was just about to step forward to see who this big shot was when she saw her mother getting out of the passenger seat of the car. Lin Xiyue's heart moved and she guessed that this person was probably her mother's new boss. A boss who can drive a Mercedes is no ordinary person. This time, I found the right job. Liu Mai blushed when her daughter caught her with her daughter's suitor. She was about to explain, but then she remembered Chen Ming's instructions. She immediately made up an excuse. I happened to meet Chen Ming on my way home from get off work today. He sent me back. At this moment, Lin Xiyue curiously looked towards the driver's seat. When Lin Xiyue saw that the person sitting in the driver's seat was Chen Ming, a look of shock appeared on her face. Chen Ming? How could it be him? How could he possibly afford such an expensive car? No, absolutely impossible. Chen Ming did not get out of the car, nor did he intend to deal with Lin Xiyue. But when he looked up, he saw that the other party had changed his expression to one of disapproval. Chen Ming, have you gone this far to pursue me? Where did this car come from? You didn't spend all your family savings without telling your mother, did you? What about meeting by chance after get off work? It was just Chen Ming's plan to meet me. In Lin Xiyue's eyes, Chen Ming definitely did not have the ability to buy a car of this level, and she guessed that he rented it. Chen Ming really put a lot of money and effort into pursuing me. When Liu Mai heard this, her face changed. She grabbed her daughter's wrist and tried to explain, but was stopped by Chen Ming's eyes. Where it comes from is none of your business. You don't have to mind my business. Lin Xiyue was stunned. She never expected that Chen Ming would give her the cold shoulder. She tried to make amends. I asked too many questions. I just happened to need to go out for a while. Can you give me a ride? Although she looked down on Chen Ming, she was still quite interested in the luxury car in front of her. If you can take a ride in this kind of car around the county, you will probably get a lot of envious looks from people. This was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity and she was unwilling to pass it up. While thinking, Lin Xiyue tidied up the hair around her ears, revealing her most beautiful side. Then she raised her hand to open the passenger door of the Mercedes-Benz, but found that the door was locked. Chen Ming didn't show any reluctance at all. He rolled up the window, stepped on the accelerator and rushed out, leaving only Lin Xiyue and Liu Mai standing there. Hey! Hey! From now on, I will never get in your car again, even if you beg me. Lin Xiyue became angry and embarrassed, and her face became extremely ugly. Liu Mai patted her daughter's shoulder and said, "Okay, Chen Ming really has something very important to do, so you should be a little considerate of him. When he has time, he will definitely take you for a drive, okay?" In Liu Mai's eyes, Chen Ming and her daughter are a childhood sweetheart. Seeing how hard Chen Ming is working and how much progress he has made in his career, while I am happy for my daughter, there is also a bit of bitterness in my heart. The other side. Chen Ming did not take this little episode to heart, but focused on solving the serious matter at hand. Since Liu Dexin is so ungrateful and has given him such a difficult problem, don't blame me for being rude. On their way, Chen Ming called Liu Mai and told her his plan. Only if Liu Dexin feels a huge sense of crisis will he give up fighting with me. This plan is perfect, but I need your help. Starting tomorrow, we will split up into 2 groups. The next morning, Chen Ming approached other businesses around his supermarket. These merchants have the same trouble as Chen Ming. In the economic downturn, the landlords have repeatedly asked for rent increases, which makes them very unhappy. Some people couldn't stand the pressure of deficit and prepared to pack up and leave, but some couldn't stand the landlord's face and were ready to fight to the end. Among them, several business owners have a good relationship with Chen Ming. They are all neighbors and help each other often. Chen Ming gathered these people together and stated that he hoped everyone would express their opinions and have a good discussion regarding the rent increase. In fact, Chen Ming had his own plans in secret. A straightforward fruit seller slammed the table and said, "Humph, I've disliked that guy for a long time. So what if he's the landlord? Isn't this obviously bullying? I don't make much money from selling fruit in a day. If the rent goes up, I'll be left with nothing." A middle-aged lady also sighed softly, saying that her rice noodle shop business was getting worse and worse. "If the landlord causes trouble again, I will close the business." Everyone talked at once and expressed their dissatisfaction with the landlord Liu Dexin. This guy usually bullies people and doesn't take anyone seriously. Now he is finally getting his retribution. Chen Ming licked his dry lips and tapped the table in front of him with his fingers. "This time I called everyone here to discuss a countermeasure. It's not a solution to go on like this. If we want to survive, we must take the initiative." Several people had worried and puzzled looks on their faces. "Xiaoming, we have a good relationship. I'll just say whatever I want to say. Although Liu Dexin is a piece of shit, the house belongs to him, so there's nothing we can do about it." "That's right, it's going to be tough for just a few of us, right?" Chapter 10, Cowardly. Chen Ming sighed softly. After all, these small merchants still have too many concerns. With only a small piece of land to guard, I dare not give it a try. Think about it, why did Liu Dexin do this to control us so tightly? He just saw that we didn't dare to confront him. Let's change our strategy this time. Everyone looked at Chen Ming with eyes wide open in shock. Although a few less courageous merchants were still hesitant, they eventually changed their minds thanks to Chen Ming's eloquence, and most people decided to cooperate with Chen Ming's plan. "Xiaoming, are you sure it's okay to do this? We all have to support our families. If something goes wrong with the store, we'll be out of money tomorrow." Several merchants had signed original contracts with Liu Dexin, which did not impose any obligations on the landlord but instead made things difficult for the merchants. The terms and conditions state that if the merchant requests to terminate the lease before the expiration of the contract, not only will he not be able to get back the large deposit, but he will also have to pay the landlord a large sum of money, which is an astronomical figure. Chen Ming waved his hand. "Don't worry, I can guarantee this. Even if Liu Dexin can't conquer it, I can find other suitable places for you to continue doing business. It won't cut off your source of income. And no matter whether it succeeds or not, I will only charge you 80% of the rent. How about it? R. Looking at Chen Ming's confident expression, everyone finally reached a consensus. Except for one or two people who deserted, they basically formed a united front. The next morning, following Chen Ming's instructions, Liu Mai contacted several business owners whom she had met during her previous work. After all, Liu Mai worked in accounting before, so she had some connections and channels, and had a good relationship with these business owners. She asked several capable bosses to invest in Liu Dexin's dilapidated property. Many bosses raised questions, saying that resources in a small county are limited and the dilapidated property has no room for appreciation. Although the cost of renting a shop is just a drop in the bucket for them, as businessmen they always have to consider their own interests, so they basically will not agree to a business that will lose money. Liu Mai smiled slightly and pushed the stacks of information in her hand over. It's like this. I know this request is a bit difficult for you, but I won't let you suffer any loss. You just need to cooperate with me on the surface, and there will be endless benefits waiting for you in the future. Liu Mai has indeed worked in accounting and public relations for many years. She is not only smooth and sophisticated, but also has excellent eloquence. With his eloquent speech, he quickly convinced several big bosses. Since you don't have to pay a penny anyway, why not act out a play with a beauty? Chen Ming relaxed when he received the news from Liu Mai that everything was ready. Everything is ready, only the east wind is missing. That afternoon, Liu Dexin received calls from several bosses from big cities. Several bosses expressed their willingness to purchase the first floor shop of Liu Dexin's property at a price 30% higher than the market price. Liu Dexin had just woken up and was still confused. At first he thought he had been scammed. He cursed and prepared to hang up the phone. Finally, by asking acquaintances, I realized that this overwhelming wealth had really come to me. Several of the bosses were worth tens of millions and originally looked down upon the shops in small towns. But the bosses all said in unison that they would buy the shops at a price 30 to 50% higher than the market price, which really tempted Liu Dexin. Well, can I ask you something? I am from a small county with average economic status. How come you big bosses are interested in my small, shabby property? I am a little worried. Their voice on the other end of the phone was cold and serious, not at all like a joke. Why are you asking so many questions? Our boss is going to open a business center there, and it will be a sure win. This kind of situation is not something a small boss like you can understand. This is a business secret, don't tell anyone. After hearing what the other party said, Liu Dexin finally dispelled the doubts in his heart. It seems that these big merchants in the city got some news and came to buy this small property. The prices given were not only very high, but even above the average for a large town. Liu Dexin has long wanted to sell his property here and live a peaceful life in a big city. Unfortunately, this old and dilapidated house is neither good nor bad, and no one is interested in it except for the regular merchants. Now I am finally rich. After hanging up the phone, Liu Dexin showed a happy expression on his face, and he was ready to think about how to drive out all the merchants in the building. The contract he signed with these merchants originally stated that during the contract period, neither party could terminate the lease for any reason, otherwise they would have to pay a penalty. That is why Liu Dexin raised the rents of all the merchants recklessly, because he was sure that these people would not dare to resist him. But in doing so, I have restricted myself. The big boss wants to clear out the shop himself, but the lease period hasn't expired yet. What method can be used to clear out all the people without paying liquidated damages? Liu Dexin lowered his head and pondered. After a few minutes, the corners of his mouth curled up and a sinister smile appeared on his face. That night, he hired several thugs and surrounded all the shops in the old building. Chen Ming was unaware of this as he was sitting in his own supermarket counting the bills. With their extra income from the system, he no longer cares about the income from the supermarket, but a fly, no matter how small, is still meat. After going through hardships, Chen Ming knows one thing: when people are in the most difficult situation, no one is willing to lend a helping hand, and the only right thing to do is to make himself stronger. At this time, there was a noise outside the shop, and many people gathered around. They were thugs hired by Liu Dexin who came to cause trouble for the merchants. Hey, our boss has already given you a chance, so let's be frank today. Those who agree to the rent increase can stay, otherwise we will smash your store today. Liu Dexin, you are too abominable. You really don't give us any chance to survive. You can smash it as much as you want. I'm not going to work today. This is just too much of a bully. You even hired someone to smash up my store. You've cut off my source of income. I'm going to fight you. Chen Ming smiled slightly and did not join in the fuss. As the conflict between the two sides intensifies, the direction of events is also under Chen Ming's control. Liu Dexin, this is all your own fault. The outcome of the incident is predictable. On the surface, it seemed that both sides suffered losses, but in fact, it was in line with Liu Dexin's wishes. That night, many people approached Liu Dexin and expressed their desire to cancel their lease. Liu Dexin agreed to all of them with a smile. He was afraid that things would get complicated, so he didn't even charge a penalty fee. He just deducted the deposit. Hey, we've been partners for so many years, so I won't ask you for compensation. Chapter 11, The Mantis Stalks the Cicada, unaware of the Oriole behind. After dealing with these tenants, Liu Dexin was secretly happy. He didn't expect that things could be resolved so smoothly. He was still thinking about how to drive these country bumpkins out of the shop in a short period of time. Now it's completely effortless. However, he could not have imagined that behind all this smooth sailing, there was a huge trap waiting for him. After the lease termination agreement was signed, Liu Dexin, who thought he was fearless, went to Chen Ming in person. From the smug expression on Liu Dexin's face, it can be seen that he is very happy. Har har har. You want to buy my shop? You didn't expect that my little place would be favored by a big boss. Someone paid a lot of money to buy all the shops on the first floor of my old building. The price is much higher than what you offered. Chen Ming pretended to be shocked, and his tone was also a little surprised. Then you deliberately provoked disputes between merchants and found so many gangsters to collect debts, just to force them to cancel the lease unconditionally. You are too shameless and despicable to do this, right? Chen Ming had wanted to scold this old guy for a long time, so he just took advantage of the situation and used the old guy's trick against him. But Liu Dexin just waved his hand with an indifferent expression on his face. Anyway, he had already driven out all these merchants and was in a good mood now, so he didn't care how Chen Ming scolded him. You are still young and don't understand that business is like a battlefield. Do you think my method is despicable? It's just a business method. Forget it, I won't say any more to you. Sign the lease termination agreement and get out of here. Chen Ming is the last merchant. He was just waiting for Liu Dexin to come and add the last straw that broke the camel's back. In addition to showing off, Liu Dexin was also afraid of complications. So I prepared 5,000 yuan in compensation for Chen Ming, and told this guy to take the money and get out of here. Chen Ming didn't take the other party's compensation seriously. He took the other party's contract and signed his name on it happily. Boss Liu, you said that the business world is like a battlefield. You will have to bear any serious consequences of your actions. Don't regret it when the time comes. Liu Dexin was stunned, feeling that there was something else behind Chen Ming's words, but he didn't take it to heart. He reached out and grabbed the contract, his brows immediately lit up with joy. In his opinion, Chen Ming just didn't get any benefits, so he got angry and threatened him. I just like the way you hate me but can't do anything about it, ha 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 ha. Looking at Liu Dexin's leaving back, Chen Ming showed a smile of success on his face. At this time, several merchants who were acting according to the plan gathered at Chen Ming's territory and asked about the situation. Chen Ming snorted coldly, don't worry, everything is under control, just watch the show. The other side. Liu Dexin, who slept well that night with the lease termination agreement in his hand, received a call from his boss in the city the next day. The boss said that the information he received was incorrect and he wanted to withdraw his investment in the property. I'm really sorry, this is indeed our mistake, but we have only been in contact for a day and there is no written contract. If you have suffered any losses, I can only apologize. After all, it was just a verbal agreement, there was no written contract. Liu Dexin was helpless when the other party broke the contract. Liu Dexin was stunned and stood there with his expression frozen. That's not right. Didn't we agree yesterday that you wanted all my first floor merchants? How come you changed your mind after just one day? You can't go back on your word like this. You're killing me by doing this. The voice on the phone was serious and cold. I'm really sorry, Mr. Liu. It's indeed my fault. If you need compensation, you can also talk to our lawyer. I have other important work to do, so I won't bother you anymore. Listening to the busy tone coming from the receiver, Liu Dexin finally understood what a roller coaster-like mood was. During the 2 days, he not only experienced ups and downs, but also did something that made him regret deeply. It's over. It's all over. Those merchants just gave up their leases yesterday, and today the bosses in the city also withdrew their investments. It's really a case of trying to steal a chicken but ending up losing the rice. Liu Dexin rubbed his face and quickly called several merchants to inform them that yesterday's contract was invalid. Come back and continue to rent. I won't raise your rent. We can all live in harmony from now on. Oh, it's all my fault. I was blinded by greed. Please forgive me. How about I pay for security guards to do security work for you for free in the future? But all the calls that were answered ended with a cold rejection from the other party. Even if he begged for loyalty everywhere, these people would not listen to him. Liu Dexin's heart had hit rock bottom and he really didn't know what to do. After receiving news from several merchants, Chen Ming's mouth corners raised slightly. That guy finally lost his temper. He was showing off in front of me just a second ago, but now he feels the pain, right? Liu Mai brewed a cup of fragrant oolong tea for Chen Ming and asked about the situation. He picked up the teacup and put it under his nose and sniffed it. Yes, the tea-making skill is indeed top-notch. This secretary is not hired in vain and is excellent in all aspects. Chen Ming stretched out his hand to signal Liu Mai to sit down. Yes, the success of this plan still depends on your means and connections. If you hadn't been able to find those bosses in the city to help us, things wouldn't have gone so smoothly. Liu Mai smiled shyly, with an embarrassed expression on her face. Little boss, that's not true. As your personal assistant, I should help you solve your problems. This is what I should do. Now that you praise me like this, I feel at a loss. After so many years of hard work in his previous life, Chen Ming's emotional intelligence is naturally much higher than it was back then, and he is always generous with his praise for the employees around him. In his opinion, only by winning the hearts of people around him can they work for him sincerely. Because Liu Mai had made great contributions, Chen Ming decided to give her a substantial bonus. That afternoon, Liu Dexin called Chen Ming. His tone was very depressed, and he finally agreed to sell the entire property to Chen Ming at a low price. How about 600,000? This is the lowest price I can offer. It is definitely worth the money. Chen Ming sighed softly. Why did you come to me when you were desperate? I told you. 500,000, not a cent more. If you can't accept it, forget it. As he spoke, Chen Ming was about to hang up the phone. Liu Dexin was a little anxious. Don't hang up, don't hang up. Okay, I agree. 500,000, I'll sell it to you for 500,000. As long as you don't change your mind. Although the price of 500,000 is not low, it is a good value for money considering the current price level and real estate market in small towns. Chapter 12 Class Reunion. For Liu Dexin, getting the money is much better than letting the property rot in his hands. After the two of them agreed, Liu Dexin immediately took all the documents to sign the contract with Chen Ming. The moment the two signed, the system sent another message. Ding! Congratulations to their host for completing the second mission. Ding! Congratulations to their host, you got a property that meets the requirements. Ding! Reward, cash plus 2,000,000 yuan, points plus 50,000, issued. Note, all real rewards have reasonable origins, please feel free to use them. Chen Ming's heart moved, and then he rubbed his eyes and subconsciously counted the 6 zeros after 2 again. Oh my god, 2 million. There really is 2 million in the account. In that era, even in a big city, these 2 million were enough to buy a small company. Not to mention his small town, which can be said to be able to call their wind and rain. It seems that this system is quite reliable. Chen Ming rubbed his nose and excitedly opened the character panel to check his current situation. Host, Chen Ming. Age, 18. Skills, none. Secretary, Liu Mai. Assets, 2,220 renminbi, Mercedes-Benz S300, ranking, 45th in Lianhua County. Chen Ming remembered that his previous ranking in Lianhua County was 78th. After receiving this asset reward, his ranking suddenly rose to 45th. It seems that although this small county town is not big and its economic level is not high, it is also full of hidden talents. Chen Ming has 2 million and a Mercedes-Benz car that is said to be worth a fortune, but he can only rank 45th. He was a little curious about who those big guys in front of him were. It seemed that he needed to work harder. At this time, the dejected Liu Dexin handed over the contract in his hand. Boss Chen, there is one more thing. Although I have brought all the materials and procedures this time, there is still a property certificate that is not here. It is 30 kilometers away, in my old house. Please send someone to go with me to get it. Chen Ming nodded. Now that things had come to this, he thought that this old guy wouldn't be able to do anything romantic, so he handed the task over to Liu Mai. Chen Ming took out the key to their Mercedes-Benz. You drive my car and keep an eye on this guy along the way. Don't let anything go wrong. Liu Mai nodded. Although she didn't say anything, she still gave Chen Ming a reassuring look. All her years of accounting work were not in vain. The task was finally completed. Chen Ming breathed a sigh of relief and collapsed on the soft sofa, ready to have a good rest. Now that the system's points are getting higher and higher, Chen Ming has developed other interests in the use of points. I originally planned to open the system mall to see if there was anything worth redeeming. At this time, he received a call from squad leader Ji Guobin. It has been almost a month since the college entrance examination. Everyone has graduated and has plenty of time, so the class has organized many activities. After filling in their applications, the students who had been nervous for half a year finally relaxed. In addition, since the classmates are about to go their separate ways, it is natural for them to sit together and have a good graduation dinner. Ji Guobin called Chen Ming to inform him that a unique graduation banquet would be held tonight. Chen Ming, the location has been set. I'll send a text message to your phone later. See you at 6 o'clock tonight. You must come. Chen Ming frowned slightly. Firstly, he didn't like such lively occasions, and secondly, he had too many things to do recently. Unless it is necessary, he does not have much time and energy to attend such gatherings. However, since Ji Guobin called him personally to invite him, he didn't want to refuse, so he had to agree. Looking at the address sent in the text message on his mobile phone, Chen Ming sighed softly. This is a high-end restaurant, one of the best in the entire Lianhua County. The consumption level is very high. I don't know whose idea it was. They are obviously students who just graduated from high school, but they come to this kind of place to have a graduation dinner. Seeing that the time was almost 5 o'clock in the afternoon, his Mercedes-Benz was driven out by Liu Mai on business. Since he had plenty of time and the restaurant was not far from his residence, Chen Ming decided to walk there. After years of experience and hard work, Chen Ming has become quite familiar with this set of procedures in society. He also habitually became low-key, still wearing ordinary clothes and not dressing up. But the situation at the restaurant was more lively than expected. A second-generation rich man from a wealthy family drove a Nissan imported sedan and had already circled the restaurant 3 times. This person is Li Haoqian. Li Haoqian's father was in the light bulb business. He worked hard in his early years and accumulated a lot of wealth. The Li family was indeed well known in the entire Lianhua County. Maybe because he was a poor man who had suddenly become rich, this guy would show off his family's wealth from time to time during school. After circling a few circles, the Japanese imported sedan stopped steadily at the door of Tianhua restaurant. Many people stopped to watch, with shocked expressions on their faces. People living in this county town rarely see such high-end cars. Besides young Master Li, sitting in the car was also one of the most famous beauties in the school, Lin Xiyue. Lin Xiyue was sitting in the passenger seat, and Li Haoqian opened the door for her in a very gentlemanly manner. This made Lin Xiyue look very proud. A few people getting out of the car caused quite a commotion. Many classmates who had already arrived at the restaurant gathered around, wanting to admire the style of this luxury car up close. Oh my god, Master Li's car must be very expensive. Of course I have. I have only seen this car on TV. I think it is a Nissan 340. It is worth millions. I guess I will never be able to afford it in my lifetime. Perhaps he heard the whispers of his classmates around him. Li Haoqian raised his head proudly, with a very arrogant expression on his face, playing with the car keys in his hands. Hey, it's not that expensive, just over 7 million. Don't be surprised. More than 7 million. That's all. The people at the scene immediately sighed and started talking. The gap between the poor and the rich is indeed getting bigger and bigger. Just at this moment, Chen Ming walked over along the path on the side of the street. At first he was quite curious, what were everyone doing together? When I got closer, I realized that it was young Master Li showing off his luxury car. Chen Ming vaguely remembered that Li Haoqian's father made his fortune by selling light bulbs. However, as your career is in the rising stage, your assets are still unstable. But in recent years, his son has been showing off his wealth everywhere, and in the eyes of his peers he is like a rich second generation. Although the Japanese sedan he was driving was expensive, it was definitely not as exaggerated as he said. Chapter 13, Old Classmates Taunting. Chen Ming gave a meaningful smile. This car is not as good as his Mercedes-Benz, which is worth nearly 1 million yuan. They are not in the same class at all. It's okay to show off, but in terms of performance or appearance, there is a huge gap between it and Mercedes-Benz. Only poor people who have suddenly become rich and are afraid that others will not see that they are rich will drive such a car. Successful people will not be interested in this car. Chen Ming sneered in his heart. What more than 7 million? This guy is just talking nonsense just to save face. At this time, many classmates who had just arrived surrounded this flashy car, with envious expressions on their faces. Master Li is still very impressive. This car is so beautiful and his taste is top-notch. That's right, it is said that this hotel was booked by young Master Li. In my life, I have never eaten in such a high-end hotel. Young Master Li is waiting for you to start, please come in quickly. As he spoke, Chen Ming walked to the door of Qianhua Hotel. Some people had already seen Chen Ming, but they didn't take him seriously at all and didn't even say hello. After many things that happened in his previous life, Chen Ming already knew the true colors of these classmates very clearly. Seeing this, Chen Ming snorted in his heart and didn't care. They are all just some bootlickers. I won't offend others unless they offend me. I just want to finish the meal in peace. But things went against one's wishes. Although Chen Ming's family conditions were not too bad, it was because of Lin Xiyue. People often compare him with Li Haoqian just to make themselves felt in front of the rich second generation. Naturally, they did not miss such a good opportunity today. Hey, isn't this Chen Ming? Why did you come here so early? Isn't it too shabby? One person started to mock, and the others followed suit, looking at Li Haoqian's expression as they spoke. That's right, at least pretend to be nice and take a taxi here. And you're wearing such simple clothes. Don't you take this class reunion seriously? That's right. After all, it's young Master Li who's treating us, and this is such a high-end place. It doesn't matter if you embarrass yourself, but don't embarrass young Master Li. Oh, forget it. A family like Chen Ming's can't be compared with Master Li's. It's a waste of time to talk about it here. Let's go in quickly. These people talk about young Master Li all the time and treat the rich second generation as their father. Chen Ming sneered, and amid the laughter of the crowd, he said calmly, it is true that he cannot compare with Master Li, who always brings his own guard dog wherever he goes. The laughter stopped abruptly. The air was quiet for a moment. No one expected that Chen Ming would talk back. Even Lin Xiyue frowned and looked Chen Ming up and down. How did he become so bold? Wasn't he a coward before, only daring to look at me secretly? Soon, Lin Xiyue attributed Chen Ming's abnormality to his attempt to attract her attention, and she couldn't help but snorted with a smile. When these words fell into the ears of the people who mocked Chen Ming, they turned into a mockery and their faces turned red. A boy in jeans and a black shirt stood up, pointed at Chen Ming's nose and cursed, "We are better than you, a scabby dog, no matter what." As soon as these words were spoken, several people immediately reacted and took over the conversation to mock them. Who said it wasn't? He follows the school beauty like a dog every day. Our young Master Li is about to marry a beautiful woman, so this toad can forget about eating the swan meat. Har har har. Chen Ming looked at the boy who spoke first. His name was Wenbo. Chen Ming had a deep impression of him. After graduation, everyone went their separate ways and he rarely heard from each other, but he heard from Wenbo once. Because of his poor grades, he didn't go to college and could only work on a construction site. He ended up dying in a car accident due to drunkenness. The mother was left alone, crying every day. She was finally found, frozen to death in a heavy snow in winter. If you have time to lick other people, why not study hard? If you can't get into college, it shouldn't be difficult to go to a technical college, right? Don't end up not being able to see your mother to her grave. Wenbo got angry and immediately rolled up his sleeves, pretending to fight. Lin Xiyue looked unhappy. Li Haoqian glanced at her expression and immediately stopped them. Anyway, he had seen enough of the fun and humiliated Chen Ming, so his goal was achieved. Okay, we are all classmates, why are we making such a fuss in front of the hotel? Li Haoqian looked like a patriarch and looked at Chen Ming and Wang Bo. You two apologize to each other and this matter will be over. Unexpectedly, Chen Mingli ignored him and walked straight to the hotel gate. Li Haoqian felt like he had eaten a fly. He wanted to curse, but he didn't want to lose his composure in front of Lin Xiyue. So he didn't say a word and just swallowed his anger. He whispered viciously, "Just you wait." At this time, Ji Guobin, who had called Chen Ming, ran over with a smile on his face. When he saw Chen Ming, he took the initiative to say hello and put his arm on Chen Ming's shoulders with a very cordial attitude. "I was worried that you wouldn't come. I'm happy to see you. Come in with me. Let's have a good drink today. It will be difficult for us to meet again in the future." Looking at the other party's sincere enthusiasm, Chen Ming was still somewhat moved. In my impression, Ji Guobin is a person who is very polite to everyone. He never offends anyone, never clings to the thighs of rich second generations, and never despises someone just because of his poverty. Chen Ming smiled and patted him on the back. "You called me in person, so I certainly can't refuse this favor." In Chen Ming's impression, Ji Guobin's life was quite bumpy. Although he was admitted to a university in Sydney, for various reasons he was frustrated and did not get much development. The ending is also very tragic and sad. In the previous life, the two could be considered brothers in distress. Chen Ming decided that if he had the chance in the future, he would find a way to help and support this old friend. Good people should have smooth sailing. Without paying any attention to anyone else, the two men walked straight into the hotel. This is a high-end hotel that integrates dining and entertainment. Li Haoqian booked a private room in advance. Not only can you enjoy high-end dishes, but it also has KTV functions. The private room is magnificent and should be considered the most luxurious suite in the hotel, which can accommodate about 30 to 40 people. As soon as many students entered the private room, they couldn't help but express their admiration. "This is simply a gorgeous little palace." Li Haoqian waved his hand. "Don't be polite, I will pay for all the consumption today, everyone have fun." At this time, some students could no longer hold back and picked up the microphone next to them to start ordering songs. Many of the male students are addicted to singing and cannot sing well, but they insist on showing off their singing skills in front of the public. Listening to the nostalgic music coming from the speakers, Chen Ming couldn't help but sigh softly. He lamented that it was fortunate that God gave him a chance to start over, otherwise his previous life would have ended like this, which was really too pathetic. At this time, a girl in cool clothes came close to Li Haoqian, with a flattering smile on her face. "Master Li, come and have a drink with me. I want to see today who has a better alcohol tolerance, you or me." But Li Haoqian was not very interested in her and dodged her attack without leaving a trace. The person young Master Li was most interested in was Lin Xiyue. During school, all kinds of rumors spread about the two of them, and they became the topic of conversation among classmates after dinner. After all, this guy is Chen Ming's love rival. After 2 lifetimes, Chen Ming's state of mind has changed greatly. If it was Chen Ming who saw his love rival in the previous life, he would still be extremely jealous and unhappy. But Chen Ming is very different today. Being jealous of a woman like Lin Xiyue is the stupidest thing he has ever done in his previous life. Moreover, he was not the first person to marry Lin Xiyue in the previous life. Li Haoqian pursued Lin Xiyue unsuccessfully in high school and pursued her all the way to college. However, there were many people in the university who were more capable than Li Haoqian. Not long after, Li Haoqian was severely kicked by Lin Xiyue. After that, Li Haoqian became depressed, failed his courses one after another, and his family went bankrupt, so he dropped out of school before finishing his freshman year. Get angry with this kind of person? Not really. At this time, there were already quite a few gossipers sitting in the corner whispering. "This Su Hudi is so shameless. Young Master Li is clearly not interested in him, but he still shamelessly sticks with her. What will happen if this gets out? Oh, what's the big deal? Isn't it normal to want to find a rich boyfriend? There are so many girls like this around the young master. I heard before that Master Li has always had an ambiguous relationship with our school beauty. They are a real couple, right? They are really a perfect match, right?" After entering the private room, Lin Xiyue remained cool and sat in a position that was both conspicuous and low-key. Although he seemed to ignore everyone, his eyes unconsciously glanced towards Li Haoqian. When Lin Xiyue saw Su Butterfly throwing herself into Li Haoqian's arms and taking the initiative to approach him, a look of disdain appeared on her face, and she even snorted coldly. Chapter 14. No explanation required. In her opinion, Li Haoqian was just an optional target. Lin Xiyue was still satisfied with the other party's family background and financial resources, but she didn't want to decide her future so early. What if I meet someone better in the future? Hey! I was optimistic about the relationship between these two people before, but I heard that Master Li and the school beauty applied for different schools, and the two schools seemed to be far away from each other. That's right. Everyone thought that these two would definitely apply to the same school. Unexpectedly, they went in opposite directions. It's really a pity. In this case, I don't think this relationship will last long. Why not? Isn't true love limited by time and space? At most, it's just a long-distance relationship for a few years. We are all just spectators chatting and watching the show. To them, this is not much different from watching a soap opera at 8 o'clock. But everyone knows that Li Haoqian is a playboy. It is absolutely impossible to maintain a long-distance relationship with a woman. It would be strange if you don't break up in the end. As he spoke, Li Haoqian had already sat at the most conspicuous main table, crossed his legs and began to give instructions. He held the menu in his hand and did not give other students any chance to order, as if he was just ordering something. How is it? Does everyone have any dietary restrictions? If there is anything you want to eat, just order it. A classmate sitting next to him poured a glass of red wine for Li Haoqian with a flattering smile on his face and handed it to him carefully. No one has any dietary restrictions. You can eat anything. The key is your taste. Just order whatever you want, har har har. Li Haoqian chuckled and shook the menu in his hand. That's so embarrassing. This is a rare class reunion, so we should all have fun, right? Although he said this, Li Haoqian always held the initiative in the entire situation. Oh my, young master is really flattering us. This is the first time in my life that I can eat in such a high-end restaurant. These dishes are extremely delicious. How can I dare not have any dietary restrictions? Don't you agree? One question, one call, 100 responses. Many people around agreed and said that it was right, there were no dietary restrictions, and the young master could just order whatever he wanted. Ji Guobin was relatively familiar with Chen Ming's situation. Seeing that he had a serious face and was completely out of tune with the noisy atmosphere, he knew that this guy must have something on his mind. He took a glass of red wine, sat in front of Chen Ming and handed it to him. Listen to my advice, don't be a bootlicker will end up with nothing. There are many beautiful women in the world, why do you have to love one flower? If you can't catch up with the school beauty, just find another target, don't let this affect your mood. Ji Guobin knew that Chen Ming had deep feelings for Lin Xiyue, but Lin Xiyue was always ambiguous towards Chen Ming, and it was obvious that she was keeping him as a backup. If you are not a close friend, you cannot say these words of advice. Chen Ming reached out to take the wine glass and nodded, that's right. A real man stands between heaven and earth, so he naturally cannot be bound by small emotions. The world outside is very vast. I will definitely not lose my fighting spirit because of this unrequited love. Har? After hearing what Chen Ming said, Ji Guobin was stunned, with a look of surprise on his face. Oh, when did this kid finally see the light? These words did not sound perfunctory. Sure. I haven't seen you for a few days and you've grown up. Why haven't you been so open-minded before? Just let it go. I'll introduce you to a suitable girl in the future. While ordering food, Li Haoqian's eyes would occasionally drift towards Lin Xiyue and Chen Ming. Rather than saying that I truly like the school beauty, it would be better to say that I am always in a state of agitation because I cannot get her. Li Haoqian didn't expect Lin Xiyue to be more difficult to deal with than he had imagined. Although she had never refused his invitation, they were never able to establish a relationship. This is the biggest thorn in Li Haoqian's heart. Of course Li Haoqian knew about Chen Ming's pursuit of Lin Xiyue. He had never taken this poor boy seriously before, but he didn't expect that Lin Xiyue and Chen Ming actually applied to the same college, which made him lose face. He did not plan to invite Chen Ming to the class reunion. If Ji Guobin had not said that no one could be missing from the graduation dinner and personally called Chen Ming would never have known about the class reunion. Li Haoqian glanced at Chen Ming with a look that was more or less full of sarcasm and resentment. This guy dares to snatch a woman from me. He really overestimates his own abilities. Today I will let him know what it means to be crushed by strength. Chen Ming, don't just sit in the corner and drink, join in the fun. By the way, this must be your first time in such a high-end hotel, right? You probably haven't seen the ingredients and dishes on the menu before, so try them carefully later. After all, if you miss today, you may not have this opportunity again. When he was in school, Chen Ming had a good relationship with people and made many like-minded friends. But some bastards who clung to Li Haoqian naturally regarded Chen Ming as an object of belittlement and ridicule, and at this time they all had disdainful expressions on their faces. Hey, master, don't worry about him. He's sitting in the corner pretending to be deep, trying to attract other people's attention, playing hard to get. That's right. Chen Ming, this opportunity to dine in such a high-end hotel is probably your only chance in your lifetime. Why don't you hurry up and experience it? Har har har. It is difficult to say words of praise, but it is easy to say them in a sarcastic tone. As soon as he finished speaking, the people surrounding Li Haoqian all laughed at the same time. The sarcasm in the laughter was very obvious. Ji Guobin couldn't stand it anymore and said angrily, "Don't go too far. We had planned to hold a graduation party that was unique, but you guys ruined the atmosphere by doing this." "Oh, who ruined the atmosphere? We don't even know who it is. We weren't invited by the young master in the first place. It's fine that you came here with a smug face, but you're not happy after we said a few words to you. How thick-skinned are you?" Everyone knows Li Haoqian's attitude towards Chen Ming. So these people thought that Chen Ming definitely didn't want to miss the opportunity to eat, drink and have fun, so he came uninvited. Ji Guobin was so angry that he stood up and wanted to explain, but Chen Ming grabbed his wrist. Chapter 15. Come and pick me up. Chen Ming glanced at the boy who was talking, and the aura he had accumulated in the business world in his previous life was naturally expressed. He retracted his gaze, stood up, walked to the door and called the waiter, "Bring out your private menu." In his previous life, Chen Ming came back after achieving some success and hosted a banquet here for several senior executives, ordering a private menu. Only those who have reached a certain level of status or wealth are eligible to click. The waiter was stunned at first, glanced quickly at Chen Ming's face, and then looked behind him. All of those young faces had the same look of confusion, except for the rich second generation who had just placed his order. How did this little kid in front of me know about the private menu? Chen Ming saw through the waiter's thoughts at a glance. He just smiled, but the smile did not reach his eyes. What? Are you still worried that our Li Xiao can't afford the bill? Do you know who his father is? Li Haoqian's face turned as black as the bottom of a pot, but he couldn't utter a word. Order everything on the menu and let everyone see it. Chen Ming acted like a master and confused everyone. It was Li Haoqian who reacted first and pretended to scold others. "We are all classmates, what are you talking about? Give me some face." As he spoke, he winked at the waitress, signaling her to leave. Chen Ming and Li Haoqian met eyes, and seeing the warning in his eyes, Chen Ming smiled indifferently. "Isn't it just showing off?" He slapped Li Haoqian's face until it made a loud slapping sound. Ji Guobin came up from behind and said, "Chen Ming, don't take it to heart." "Don't worry, I won't take these people's ridicule to heart," Chen Ming said. Ji Guobin frowned slightly, and suddenly felt that not only had Chen Ming's attitude changed, but even his temperament was different from before. Chen Ming's temperament today is natural and seems to be completely different from his previous personality. "Oh, I'm really sorry. I dragged you here by force. I didn't expect something like this to happen. I made you unhappy. I'll drink a glass of wine to apologize to you," said Ji Guobin. Chen Ming was not magnanimous. On the one hand, he did not want to embarrass Ji Guobin. On the other hand, he had already thought of a way to make these guys shut up. Why bother to gain the upper hand with words? During the meal, Lin Xiyue didn't give Li Haoqian any look. Anyone with a discerning eye could see that Lin Xiyue was angry because of Su Butterfly. Even though these two are having a quarrel now, they will probably still be together in the future. Not long after, when everyone had almost finished eating, Chen Ming felt that there was no need to stay any longer. After Chen Ming finished the glass of wine in his hand, he stood up and was about to leave. Ji Guobin had to persuade him to stay for a while longer. The dinner was finally over, and Ji Guobin finally breathed a sigh of relief. He reached out and patted Chen Ming on the shoulder. "I'll take you home. Although my car is not a famous brand, it's just a small commuter car, but it's better than nothing. Chen Ming smiled slightly, with a sincere touch on his face. After having a good meal and a good time, the students all stood up and prepared to leave. Just then, Chen Ming received a call from Liu Mai. "Boss, the matter has been settled and the things have been received. Don't worry, Liu Dexin has accepted his fate and is not playing any tricks." Chen Ming nodded and a smile appeared on his face. "Well done, I'll send you an address and you can come pick me up." Afterwards, Chen Ming told Liu Mai where he was. "Okay boss, I'll be there right away." Liu Mai's driving skills are quite good. Not only is she a personal secretary who is excellent in all aspects, but she also takes on the job of driver, making Chen Ming very worry-free. At this time, everyone went downstairs and prepared to leave. Many people are still lamenting that they don't know if they will have the chance to taste the hotel's dishes in the future. Young Master Li waved his hand. His gesture looked quite generous. "Hey, we are all classmates, no need to be so polite. Come to me if you want to eat the food of this hotel in the future. We can hold another class reunion anytime and anywhere. Of course, I will only invite my close friends. Some people should not come to join in the fun." Young Master Li's mind was focused on the school bell at the moment. As soon as he finished speaking, he looked up and found that Lin Xiyue was gone. "Hey! Where did this little girl go?" The other side. Lin Xiyue drank 2 more glasses and felt a little urgent at this moment. While everyone was leaving, she went to the bathroom. But the environment of this hotel is complicated, and without the guidance of service staff, she got lost in the reception area on the first floor. In the private room, many flatterers came up and said goodbye to Li Haoqian. He said that although this gathering was wonderful, it was too short, and he would definitely get together again next time if he had the chance. When it came to the most important part, young Master Li, who was about to leave, did not forget to show off his car. He prepared to drive the car around the hotel before going back. At this moment, a low-key and luxurious Mercedes-Benz drove over from afar and stopped steadily at the door of the hotel. Many boys are knowledgeable about cars. The moment they saw the Mercedes-Benz, they immediately raised their eyebrows and showed an expression of surprise on their faces. "Oh my god, if I'm not mistaken, this is the legendary Mercedes-Benz S300? I didn't expect that someone in our small county could afford such a car. Yes, this is a real luxury car worth millions. Even if he is not the richest man, he should be a wealthy and powerful person." At this moment, everyone's eyes were on this brand new car, ignoring Li Haoqian's flashy Japanese car. This purely business-style private car allows students who have just stepped out of campus and have no contact with society to understand what it means to be exclusive to successful people. The car door opened, and a mature woman in a black business suit walked out of the car. This woman has a beautiful face and a hot body. The slim-fitting skirt shows off all the advantages of her figure. Wearing the latest model of high-heeled leather shoes, a woman's true mature charm is fully displayed. Many male college students who had no emotional experience held their breath and their eyes were about to pop out. Li Haoqian frowned. He naturally had some experience. This lady is wearing a professional suit and holding a blue file bag for storing contracts. She is obviously a senior president or secretary of a large company. He was a little curious, who was the real owner of this car? Why was there such a big show? The 2 security guards standing at the hotel entrance saw the distinguished guest and hurried over. Although I hadn't heard that such an important person was about to visit, I still couldn't be impolite. The security guards stood on both sides of the car door, one on each side, with a very respectful attitude. The person who got out of the car was naturally Chen Ming's personal secretary, Liu Mai. Liu Mai frowned slightly, glanced at the situation around her, and a helpless look appeared on her face. "Please make way. There is no one else in the car. I am not here to eat, but to pick up my boss." People nearby began to whisper. Who on earth is this woman? Her figure and temperament are simply amazing. No wonder she can be the personal secretary of a big boss. The people next to him shook their heads, saying how could they possibly know someone of such a high class and status. Although Liu Mai is Lin Xiyue's mother, she is busy with work on weekdays and rarely appears in school. As graduation was approaching, everyone still didn't know each other. Chapter 16. This secretary is Chen Ming's. The 2 hotel doormen were rejected and looked at each other with embarrassed expressions. At the same time, I was also curious about who this beautiful secretary was here to pick up. I haven't heard that their hotel has received such a wealthy guest. At this time, Li Haoqian and others who were standing at the door and were about to leave also stopped. They were also very curious about who the owner of this luxury car was. When they arrived at the place, seeing that Chen Ming had not come out yet, Liu Mai was not in a hurry and stood at the door of the hotel waiting quietly. It seemed that he didn't notice the onlookers at all. After a while, the door opened and Chen Ming came out from their hotel entrance. Liu Mai's eyes lit up and she immediately went up to him with a very respectful attitude. "Boss, you are out now. I am here to pick you up as you ordered. I have already done what you asked me to do. Here are the documents I just received." As she spoke, she handed over the blue folder in her hand. Just like those enviable personal secretaries in European and American movies, Liu Mai gave her boss enough face and pomp. Everyone present had their eyes widened, with shock and surprise clearly visible on their faces. Especially the few students who were hugging Li Haoqian's thighs just now, their mouths were opened so wide that an egg could be stuffed in. They rubbed their eyes hard for fear that they had seen it wrong. Is this true? Am I seeing things? The boss of this beautiful secretary is actually Chen Ming. You're not mistaken. I saw it too. This is impossible. I just saw Chen Ming walking here. There was no luxury car to pick him up. I remember that Chen Ming's family is just a small business that runs a canteen. They shouldn't have that much money, right? This is more than just a question of how much money you have. To have such a pomp and such a car, and to be accompanied by a beautiful secretary, he must have crossed the social class and entered the upper class. These ordinary people have no concrete concept of the upper class, and always feel that as long as they cling to young Master Li's thighs, they will definitely be able to see something different. But now it seems that the class that Li Haoqian mixes in is not even up to the standard, and is completely different from Chen Ming. Li Haoqian was also shocked at this time. He always looked down on Chen Ming because he felt that this kid came from a poor family and had little money in his pocket. Even if Lin Xiyue was blind, it was impossible for her to fall in love with him. What is going on? Is there something wrong? You don't really believe that the guy has such strength and background, do you? In my opinion, Chen Ming just wanted to save face in front of me. He took out all the money in his family, rented this car, and found someone to pretend to be his secretary. It's really funny, har har har. Li Haoqian instantly thought of a possibility. It is very likely that Chen Ming suffered from ridicule and contempt from his classmates, so he spent all his family wealth to put on a show just to gain a few minutes of face. According to his understanding, even if Chen Ming took out all his belongings, he could only afford to rent this car for a few days. Everyone shut up, and no one agreed with Li Haoqian's guess. Although they also had doubts in their hearts, the scene before them did not seem to be fake. Because they had just had a conflict with Chen Ming, even if they had doubts in their hearts, these people did not dare to step forward and ask. This aroused Ji Guobin's curiosity. He walked up to Chen Ming and patted his shoulder. What's going on, Minger? Are these luxury cars and secretary yours? Chen Ming smiled, with a hint of seriousness in his smile. I can't explain this to you for now. We can talk about it slowly when we are free. I have something else to do today, so I'll leave first. I'll make an appointment with you another day. Chen Ming had just obtained the house deed, land title and other documents, and all his thoughts and energy were focused on the business that was about to begin. He was aware of the obvious change in mood of the people around him, but he just smiled softly. I really don't have time to deal with these young people who have never seen the world. Liu Mai opened the car door, invited Chen Ming in, and sat in the driver's seat herself. The car then sped away, leaving behind only a plume of exhaust fumes and a group of onlookers standing there, not knowing what to do. Leaving now, isn't that too fast? Many people looked into the distance, wanting to take another look at the luxury car. They thought that Chen Ming would walk around the main road twice like Li Haoqian, but they didn't expect Chen Ming to leave without any reluctance. He really looks like the legendary big boss who is busy with business. Li Haoqian's face looked extremely ugly at this time. He was a man who cared a lot about his reputation. He had planned to show off before leaving, but the limelight was snatched away by Chen Ming. Naturally, he was unwilling to accept this. At this time, the lost Lin Xiyue finally returned to their hall under the guidance of the waiter. As soon as Lin Xiyue walked out the door, she felt that the atmosphere was wrong, and a look of confusion appeared on her face. Someone with a curious mind came over and explained the situation to her. Hey, why did you come out just now? You just missed a great show. Just now, a luxury business car, Mercedes-Benz, arrived at the hotel entrance. It's obviously very expensive. Guess who the owner of this car is? Lin Xiyue shook her head, looking displeased. If you want to say it, just say it. Don't keep me in suspense. The owner of this car is actually Chen Ming. There is a beautiful secretary and driver in the car. She came here specifically to pick up Chen Ming. Lin Xiyue was stunned. What are you talking about? Are you telling me a story to trick me because I'm away for a while? She was also very proud and didn't have the nerve to say that she missed a good show because she got lost. The busybody shook his head and said, if you don't believe me, you can ask other people. I can deceive you, but it's impossible for me to team up with others to deceive you, right? Lin Xiyue was skeptical, but when she saw Li Haoqin next to her with a look of anger and annoyance on his face, she guessed that this was almost true. But where did Chen Ming get the money? The last time he rented a luxury car, he must have emptied out his family's savings, right? In the car. Chen Ming breathed a sigh of relief, finally getting away from this chaos. Liu Mai has a very high emotional intelligence. When she saw Chen Ming's condition in the rearview mirror, she knew that the class reunion just now did not leave him with very good memories. You must be hungry after all this time. Let's find a place to eat and plan our next steps carefully. Chen Ming nodded, indeed feeling a little hungry. The atmosphere in the private room just now really made him feel uncomfortable. Apart from drinking a few glasses of red wine, he basically didn't eat anything. Liu Mai has been busy for most of the day and hasn't even had a sip of water. It's time to treat her to a meal and reward her. Chapter 17 New Mission. Then please recommend a place that is a little quieter. Okay, boss, leave it to me. Liu Mai said softly. At this moment, the system sent another task. Task: carry out comprehensive renovation and upgrade of the newly acquired property, and make preliminary plans for each store in the property. Requirements: the higher the participation of Secretary Liu Mai, the richer the task reward. Please note that this task is very difficult. If you encounter difficulties during the process, you can turn on the panel prompt function. Chen Ming, however, was not anxious at all. He was ready to make something big with his existing assets. In addition to accounting work, Liu Mai has also been involved in some public relations work. Because I often have to attend social gatherings and meals, I am very familiar with many hotels and restaurants in the small county. Knowing which place is suitable for business negotiations and which place is suitable for entertaining guests can be said to be a clear idea. Liu Mai took Chen Ming to a small tea house with a quiet environment. Although it looked very simple on the surface, the food was very delicious. There are also small private rooms inside, which are very suitable for gatherings or discussions. Chen Ming nodded with satisfaction, a little curious. How did Liu Mai discover such a paradise? After entering the private room, Chen Ming ordered a few signature dishes. After eating and drinking, he began to discuss future development plans with Liu Mai. Liu Mai felt a little worried after hearing this. This small county town has no commercial center at all. Although 500,000 yuan is not a lot, it is somewhat risky to buy such an old building with no development prospects. If the planning is not done properly, it is likely to fail. Chen Ming is quite confident in his plans. He is very familiar with the business trends in the next few decades and the changes and developments in small county towns, which will help him avoid many detours. He stretched out a finger and waved it in front of Liu Mai. Since there is no commercial center in this small county, let's build one. Be the first to try it. Believe me, the next few years will be a good time for rapid economic development, and we'll just catch up. First of all shops need to be planned. Since the score must be above 90 points, it means that the system has very strict requirements on planning. The merchants on the first floor were basically dealt with by Chen Ming. Before that, everyone united to deal with Liu Dexin, and they trusted each other. Moreover, Chen Ming promised that he would give everyone corresponding benefits after the matter was accomplished. Although it is impossible to return these businesses to these people under the current circumstances, Chen Ming proposed another plan. After making detailed plans with Liu Mai, the two went back to rest. Liu Mai returned home exhausted. Although the monthly salary is not low, the tasks of being a personal secretary and driver are also very heavy. Early the next morning, Chen Ming summoned more than 20 merchants who had previously formed an alliance with him to his office. Xiao Ming, I heard that you bought the whole building. When did your family become so rich? That's right. Your mother is usually lazy and doesn't make much money in the shabby supermarket. Does your mother know about your purchase of the building? Several people had puzzled expressions on their faces, feeling that Chen Ming was fooling them. Chen Ming shook his head gently with a determined look on his face. This matter has nothing to do with my mother. It was all my idea. You will know when you see whether I have the ability to do it or not. As he spoke, Chen Ming placed the title deed, land deeds, and various documents of the entire property in front of them. After seeing these things, everyone's puzzled expressions gradually disappeared, replaced by surprise and joy. Oh my, I didn't expect that the married boy would be so successful and actually buy the entire property. So what should we do now? Everyone looked at Chen Ming with expectant eyes, knowing that he would be their landlord and financial sponsor in the future. Don't worry. I asked you to come here today to discuss this matter. I may not be able to lease all the shops to you as I did before. But you can still continue your business here. Chen Ming's idea was very simple. He wanted to sign a management agreement with several merchants. The so-called trusteeship agreement means that Chen Ming will invest in the renovation and development of all shop businesses. The decoration style, business scope and goods sold of all shops must be decided by Chen Ming alone, and these merchants have no right to participate. However, these merchants can still be responsible for the operation of these stores. On the one hand, you don't have to pay additional rent every month, nor do you have to bear the many risks brought about by commercial operations. Everything is controlled and operated by Chen Ming. They only need to be responsible for the more detailed content and the operation of the store. I will pay you corresponding salary every month. Don't worry, you will be satisfied with the salary. Then I will give you share and rewards based on the monthly operation of your store. It will definitely be more than what you earned before. What do you think of this cooperation method? Chen Ming Dao. More than 20 people looked at each other in bewilderment. This was the first time they had heard of this method of cooperation, and everyone had a hesitant expression on their face. In fact, at this time, franchise stores and branches have already been opened in major cities. It's just that this small town is not developing fast and few people have heard of it. This type of escrow cooperation is most suitable for the current situation. Everyone can think carefully and discuss it. Don't rush to make a decision. I can only tell you that my vision and methods are absolutely correct, and I am not exaggerating. The old path you took before will all be over in less than a few years. People should still think about the long term. It's not alarmist, but these words did touch the hearts of many people. Most of them have no vision or brains. They just want to guard their own land and make a little money. They don't have much ambition. In the eyes of these people, the smaller the risk, the better. Chapter 18, Finding a Needle in a Haystack. Perhaps Chen Ming's words were too brainwashing and many people were moved. Among them was Mr. Wu, who had a good relationship with Chen Ming. He said that he had watched the child grow up and naturally trusted his decisions. If you can offer conditions that satisfy everyone, you can naturally have long-term cooperation. If you don't accept them, you can turn around and leave, and everyone can part ways amicably. People tend to follow the crowd. When one person takes the lead, some hesitant people will make decisions immediately and everyone will start to respond. Yes, I believe in Chen Ming too. I think everyone should just follow him. Well, we don't have to pay a penny anyway. All the manpower, material resources and financial resources are provided by Chen Ming. We are just working for him and we don't bear any risks. Why not do it? That's right. Not only do I not take risks, but I also get paid every month. This is much more stable than before. People at that time focused on stability, and these merchants were forced to do business because of their financial situation and had no choice but to take risks. With such a good opportunity that is sure to make money, naturally you don't want to miss it. Chen Ming saw this clearly, so he came up with a method that was acceptable to both parties. Seeing that everyone agreed, Chen Ming nodded with satisfaction. Since everyone agrees, let's discuss the specific terms. If there are no problems, we can sign the contract. Let's sign a 5-year contract first. No, let's sign a 3-year contract first. If you recognize my leadership within 3 years, then we can renew the contract. Chen Ming is not Liu Dexin. Although as a businessman he has to put his own interests first, he is not a black-hearted boss. The drafted terms must be acceptable to everyone. Without exception, more than 20 merchants chose to cooperate. Liu Mai took out the contract terms that she had prepared earlier, made some simple modifications, and distributed them to everyone. Minor adjustments were also made based on specific circumstances. The negotiation ended in victory, and everyone happily held the newly signed contract, ready to work hard with Chen Ming. Previously, these merchants were operating in a wide variety of areas, and Chen Ming redistributed them based on their previous operating methods. Only by doing what you are best can you achieve something in a short period of time. Now that these businesses are arranged, the next step is to replan the entire property. Chen Mingxian planned to integrate more than 20 businesses around his supermarket to form a large supermarket. At this time, supermarkets were already popular in big and small cities, but in Lianhua County, most of the supermarkets were small joint ventures or chain stores, and the items sold were relatively simple. Chen Ming wants to build the largest supermarket in the county, which will not only sell food and daily necessities, but also various commodities needed for life. Mr. Wang and a dozen merchants selling fruits and food were arranged to become department managers of the supermarket. Since we need to replan and renovate the house, we must find a reliable decoration company and team. For such a large project, we naturally cannot hire a small company with no experience. Although decades later, there are countless home improvement companies in big cities, reliable companies with high levels of professionalism are hard to come by. Chen Ming had encountered similar problems in his previous life. Finally, through a friend, he got to know an old company with 20 years of decoration experience. The design and decoration are integrated, and the selected building materials are the best on the market and the prices are not expensive, which helped Chen Ming overcome a difficult time. Since it is a company that is more than 20 years old, it means that it has been established by now. Chen Ming plans to rely on his memory to find the boss of this company. Liu Mai, please help me find this person. I have the name of his company and the name of his boss, but no other information. The company name may not be this one. I'll leave this difficult task to you. By the way, the company name may be different from the current one. After all, Chen Ming only knew the name and address of this decoration company decades later. Over the past few decades, the decoration company has moved to many places, and even the registration information is completely different from before. In other words, among the information Chen Ming had, only the boss's name was correct. This made Liu Mai a little embarrassed. You only know the boss's name. Chen Ming couldn't explain it. He only knew the information status of the company decades later. Trying to find it now is like looking for a needle in a haystack, which is indeed not very practical. Let's try our luck. If it doesn't work, then we won't force it. Chen Ming didn't have much hope at first, as the chances were very slim. But I didn't expect Liu Mai to be so helpful. She actually found the clues in this simple information and quickly found this newly established decoration company. Chen Ming was shocked when he heard the news. How did you do it? This method is too powerful, isn't it? She is indeed worthy of being called a gold medal personal secretary. After receiving Chen Ming's praise, Liu Mai felt a little embarrassed. It's like this. Although the company name you gave me is not quite accurate, I still asked my friends in the city and acquaintances in related industries to find out about it. Based on the boss name you provided, I locked onto several similar companies in nearby cities. Among them, there is a decoration company whose name matches two of the characters in the name you provided, so I locked onto this decoration team. Chen Ming blinked and shook his thumb in front of Liu Mai. The way and standard of doing things are absolutely top-notch. With such a capable assistant, why worry about not being able to accomplish great things? Based on the information provided by Liu Mai, Chen Ming found this decoration team located not far from Lianhua County and personally invited the boss Wang Junan over. In Chen Ming's opinion, he and Wang Junan are old acquaintances. After several collaborations, we even became friends who could talk about anything. But Wang Junan was quite unfamiliar with Chen Ming at this time. After learning about Chen Ming's planning requirements, he was quite shocked. We are a small decoration company that has just been established for a few years. Although I am personally engaged in decoration design and have sufficient experience, I am still unsure about such a large project. Chen Ming reached out and patted Wang Junan on the shoulder with a firm tone. I came to you today because I believe in your ability. Don't underestimate yourself. I believe you can handle this project. Har. Chapter 19. Let us get started. With Chen Ming's encouragement and trust, Wang Junan also became more confident. He didn't expect to receive a big order shortly after entering the industry, so he must do his best to complete the project. Chen Ming placed his planning drawings in front of Wang Junan. There are 5 floors in total, and I have special plans for each floor. Just follow my requirements. I believe in your ability. Wang Junan nodded and said that although this was an old building, it was quite good in terms of its geographical location and supporting facilities. After some renovation, it will definitely look brand new. After all the shops on the first floor were settled, Chen Ming turned his attention to the second to fourth floors. The second floor is full of entertainment facilities that young people like to play, including an internet cafe and a billiard hall. Neither of them makes much money and is barely able to maintain its operations. Chen Ming discussed the termination of the lease with them, and they happily left with the compensation. These shops are not doing very well. Instead of wasting time here, it is better to take the compensation given by Chen Ming and find a good location to reopen a shop. The third and fourth floors were inhabited by scattered residents, who were much easier to deal with than the shop owners. They were driven away without much effort. The fifth floor is basically empty. In less than 2 days, Chen Ming and Liu Mai took over the entire house. My plan is that in addition to the large supermarket on the first floor, I can choose several big-name electrical appliance manufacturers for cooperation on the second floor. Let them open specialty stores there. In addition to some washing machines, refrigerators and other commonly used large home appliances, I can also open a small home appliance supermarket. This saves space and resources. Chen Ming's plan for the third floor is to sell clothes, shoes and hats. To build a comprehensive shopping mall, these things are indispensable. In addition to men's and women's clothing, there is also children's clothing to meet the needs of all age groups. Only when everyone is satisfied can it be considered a qualified commercial center. In addition, the fifth floor will be used as our office area. I will decorate a large office for you. Liu Mai blinked curiously. I don't care whether the office is big or not. I'm just curious, what is the fourth floor used for? Chen Ming gave the other party a mysterious look. I plan to turn the entire fourth floor into a digital plaza, and most of the counters will be used to sell communication items and electronic products, such as computers, mobile phones and other similar products. Liu Mai was a little surprised. At that time, neither telephones nor computers were popular. Because of its high price, few people can afford it. They didn't know that a few years later, these digital products would grow exponentially and become one of the biggest businesses of that era. Chen Ming patted Liu Mai on the shoulder and said, "Don't worry, just trust me. Now all we have to do is negotiate with the suppliers and manufacturers." Liu Mai suddenly felt a big hand falling on her shoulder, and her heart trembled. Since we want to open a counter, we need to communicate with the original manufacturer. Some small manufacturers will basically not cause any trouble as long as the money is in place, and negotiations will be successful quickly. But some manufacturers are different. Relying on their large size and power, they put forward various unreasonable demands. Qiantong Digital is one of them. Qiantong Digital Company is one of the digital companies that has just emerged in recent years. Many products are developed and manufactured by ourselves, and our strength is very strong. There's nothing wrong with the company itself, but the people in its sales department are difficult to communicate with. Chen Ming made several phone calls but failed to resolve the issue, so he had no choice but to bring Liu Mai to visit. The boss of Qiantong Digital's sales department in their area is surnamed Wang. Because of his bad temper, many people around him nicknamed him Wang Bar, and many people complain about him behind his back. Chen Ming originally intended to communicate in a friendly manner, and he had asked Liu Mai to prepare some gifts in advance, but he didn't expect that the other party would not listen at all. Manager Wang, with a big belly, looked at the two people in front of him with disdain. "You are just a little kid, and you." He looked Liu Mai up and down with lustful eyes, his eyes fixed on the fullness of her breasts, and asked with a smile. Feeling the other party's malicious gaze, Chen Ming stepped forward and blocked Liu Mai behind him. He frowned and forcibly suppressed his inner anger. "We are here to discuss business with sincerity. Manager Wang, please respect yourself." Chen Ming's words aroused Manager Wang's anger. There was only arrogance and contempt in Manager Wang's eyes, and he did not give Chen Ming a chance to say a second word. "Where are the people? Where have they gone? They let a brat in. Get them both out right away." As he spoke, he slammed the mahogany table in front of him. The security guard outside heard the noise and rushed in immediately. Manager Wang laughed even more wildly. "Do you think you can take over the sales agency rights of Qiantong Digital in this area? Liu Mai was a little annoyed and couldn't help but argue, Manager Wang, what you said is too harsh. Whether or not we can get the agency rights depends on our strength. Isn't it a bit hasty to make a conclusion for us based on your wishful and subjective conjecture? No business has ever made such an ambitious request before. Qiantong Digital Technology has only set up agents in a few areas across the country, which were decided after layers of screening. Bullshit. You're so careless. One of you hasn't even fully grown your hair, and the other has big breasts and no brains. What are you capable of? You can't even meet any of my requests. Chen Ming was really annoyed. Not only did this guy not take him seriously, but his words became more and more unpleasant, with a hint of humiliation in his tone. But this step is crucial. Only by winning over this agent can one's plan proceed. Okay. Since you said you have evaluation criteria, tell me what they are. If we can meet them, you must give us the brand agency rights and cannot refuse for other reasons. This is a provocation. Manager Wang looked Chen Ming up and down, and just when he was about to wave his hand and ask someone to kick them out, his secretary hurriedly pushed open the door. Manager. Manager Wang's frown relaxed instantly. He asked excitedly, have the people arrived? A big customer came today and I introduced several technicians to him. Once you succeed, your wealth can double. Just as Manager Wang was about to leave, Chen Ming blocked his way and said, you haven't told me your conditions yet. Manager Wang frowned and was about to yell, but when he thought of the important client waiting for him nearby, he was afraid that he would lose his composure and cause dissatisfaction on the other party, so he suppressed his temper. I don't think this kid can do anything wrong, so I might as well set the standard higher, so that he can know what a beating from society means. Okay, I'll tell you. My assessment criteria first require that you have the corresponding assets. In other words, we not only need to verify the capital, but also that your company cannot have any debt disputes. In other words, Chen Ming must have money, and this money must be his own assets and cannot be borrowed. Chen Ming nodded, indicating that there was no problem. Just name your price. As long as it's within a reasonable range, I can agree to it. Secondly, you must have relevant technical personnel. At least 2 engineers can work with us. Chapter 20, a difficult request. Liu Mai frowned. This was indeed a difficult requirement to achieve. Nowadays, there are very few talented people in the fields of microelectronics and digital technology. The entire industry is still in its infancy. Even if we can find such talents, it may not necessarily meet the other party's requirements. Manager Wang actually proposed that he needed 2 highly skilled talents, which was a bit too much. Manager Wang, we agreed before that as long as the request is not excessive, we can agree to it. However, there are very few such talents in your Qiantong Digital Company headquarters. Isn't it a bit unrealistic for you to ask us to have 2 technical talents? This is clearly meant to embarrass them. Manager Wang stretched out a finger and shook it. We are a digital technology company. It is a reasonable request to have 2 corresponding talents. If you can't even meet this requirement, please go back. Liu Mai wanted to say something else, but was stopped by Chen Ming. No problem, I will complete the staffing according to the conditions you proposed. Do you have any other requirements? Manager Wang's other requirements were easier to meet, such as requiring a business premises that was large enough and a corresponding number of employees. This is actually very easy for Chen Ming, who is about to start commercial construction. How about it? These are my requirements. You have 3 days to give me a satisfactory answer, otherwise, there is no need to discuss this agency. This is even more difficult with only 3 days given. Talents like this cannot be found in Lianhua County, and there are very few even in nearby cities. Chen Ming did not take these difficulties seriously. If he could live his life again, he would know where to find such talents. Although this type of digital technology talent is very scarce now, there are not many companies that need this type of talent. Chen Ming agreed to the other party's request very readily and said that he would see him again in 3 days. I have recorded your harsh request. If I do it in 3 days, you won't be able to regret it. Manager Wang snorted coldly. This young man in front of me must be crazy. Even an experienced driver who has been working in the industry for many years may not be able to meet these requirements. After walking out of Manager Wang's office, Chen Ming began to take action. He still remembered the turbulent years in his previous life when cutting-edge digital products were emerging. During this period, many large technology companies emerged, specializing in research and development. Among these technology companies, there are several people with good technical skills, who are also very famous. It's on the hot search list every day, so it's hard for Chen Ming not to know about it. Come to think of it, these people should still be in college now. As long as you find these people in advance and apply their skills to your own benefit, you can meet Manager Wang's standards. Liu Mai didn't know what Chen Ming was thinking, and she was still worried at the moment, not knowing what to do. There is no problem with capital reserves and real estate reserves. Boss, where can we find technical talents? Chen Ming smiled mysteriously and said, "Don't worry, leave this matter to me. There have been detailed reports on the technical talents that have been trending on the internet." Chen Ming was still somewhat interested in this aspect and understood it more or less. With these messages, it's easy to find them. He remembered that there was a talented person among them, who graduated from University A and was a last-place student with failing grades in his major. "I was too obsessed with digital products, which delayed my studies, and I only got a certificate of incomplete studies in the end." But after entering the society, the tail-end worker transformed himself into a technical consultant and chief engineer of a large company. Only then did the people around him realize his abilities and strengths. Relying on the information in his memory, Chen Ming quickly found this person. As expected, he is just an unknown and unpopular college student. "You must be Li Xiyue, right? I know your current situation. Come work with me. I'll give you a base salary of 4,500 yuan per month, and there will be performance and bonuses in the future." Li Xiyue, who was eating a steamed bun on the side of the road, suddenly widened his eyes when he heard Chen Ming's words. Seeing that Chen Ming was not even older than himself, his face darkened again. What are you talking about?" Li Xiyue looked at the two of them as if he was looking at fools. Chen Ming grabbed Li Xiyue's sleeve and tried to explain the current situation to him. Although there were relatively few fraud gangs at that time, it was still somewhat outrageous to be told by a strange boss that you had to join a gang. Given Li Xiyue's intelligence, he would definitely not believe it. Although Chen Ming is a little immature, fortunately he has Liu Mai to accompany him. Liu Mai's public relations skills were indeed strong. With her eloquent tongue, she explained the whole story and finally made the other party believe in their sincerity. "It's like this. I'm currently 2 technicians short of becoming the agent for this district. After you become the agent, you will become an engineer for the entire project. It's better than being a teacher in the future, right?" At that time, college students were still quite valuable, and it was quite good to be able to pass the exam. Many people think that Li Xiyue's choice is not wise enough and he has ruined a good hand. Li Xiyue, however, feels that academic qualifications are not that important, and that only real abilities can allow him to gain a foothold in society. Both sides have the same positions and ideals, so of course they hit it off. In order to make the other party believe, Chen Ming immediately transferred 1 month's salary to him. A monthly salary of 4,500 was twice as high as Liu Mai's salary, which was quite astonishing in that era. Chen Ming used the same method to recruit the second talent. In less than 2 days, he completed the requirements put forward by Manager Wang. When the 2 technical talents, plus proof of their assets, were placed in front of them, the other party was so shocked that he was speechless. He couldn't believe that Chen Ming, who looked only 18 or 19 years old, actually had such ability. Are these assets yours?" Chen Ming nodded. "Not only that, I also brought you the 2 engineers you requested. Although they are not famous at the moment, their technology is top-notch. If you don't believe me, you can find someone to test them." Manager Wang was skeptical. The talents we recruited for the last big client failed to meet the company's requirements. How could a little-known figure like Chen Ming possibly find one? Chapter 21 Talent belongs to me. Manager Wang deliberately gave the 2 people the most difficult test questions and also set a time limit. "I thought this would make the 2 of them give up, but I didn't expect that in just 20 minutes, the 2 of them gave the answer, and their answer was exactly the same." Manager Wang stared with eyes wide open. It took him a long time to recover from his shock, and his eyes were filled with surprise. In the past 2 days, he has been worried about being reprimanded by the top management. The company was furious when it found out that he had obtained agency rights through other people and taken kickbacks. If he hadn't made a lot of contributions to the company, he might not be the manager standing here today. But he didn't want to give up. Coincidentally, Li came to him and wanted to transform the company. He promised him huge profits and was willing to be his gun. If we lure these 2 people to the Li family, wouldn't that be? Manager Wang coughed lightly and asked seriously, "Where did you find these two people?" Chen Ming shrugged his shoulders, a smug look on his face. "Don't worry about it. The talents belong to me. Even if you ask clearly, they can't be used by you. I have met all your requirements. You should fulfill your promise to me, right?" Manager Wang didn't believe Chen Ming. These two college students have no background whatsoever. As long as I promise them high positions and generous salaries, why would they be in the same camp with me? Chen Ming could naturally see what the other party was thinking and snorted coldly in his heart. In his impression, both Li Xiyue and the other talented person were very loyal people, and it was absolutely impossible for them to be poached with high salaries. Chen Ming vaguely remembered that in his previous life, someone hired Li Xiyue to work abroad with an incredibly high salary. In the end, Li Xiyue still refused. This is what it means to have true integrity. The requirements are already in front of you, the rest has nothing to do with you. Manager Wang was stunned for a long while. He had been in the business world for many years, but this was the first time he was scolded by a young boy. Manager Wang's anger grew stronger and stronger. He forced a smile and said, "They work under you, which is equivalent to working under me." Seeing that Chen Ming didn't say anything, Manager Wang felt a little embarrassed and secretly bit his back teeth to pieces. "Boss Chen, please go to the next room for a while. I have something to say to them. It involves some technical confidentiality matters, and they must sign in person." Chen Ming nodded with a smile. "Trust the people you employ. If you don't trust them, don't employ them." Chen Ming believed that the two of them would never betray him. The room suddenly became quiet, and Manager Wang smiled and shook hands with the two men. "I have just witnessed your strength. To be honest," he exclaimed in amazement, "much better than some of our engineers at headquarters. Do you know how much they are paid?" Manager Wang continued to talk without paying attention to himself. "Everyone's annual salary is hundreds of thousands." Silence, still silence. Manager Wang's smile was a little hard to maintain. He looked at the two men standing still, his smile gradually fading. "You two, let me tell you the truth. Not everyone can be an agent. Chen Ming is indeed quite capable. But if it really runs, he will have to face more than just these few problems." Li Xiyue spoke first. "We were all discovered by Mr. Chen. We will only follow Mr. Chen in this life and will never betray him." Another person expressed the same view. Manager Wang was so angry that his face turned red and his neck became thick. In the past, he would have kicked out this group of people long ago. However, the company is in urgent need of talents. "If I don't settle the agency matter, I will be in big trouble." Even though he was extremely reluctant and was repeatedly slapped in the face by Chen Ming, Manager Wang still had to greet him with a smile when he saw him again. He didn't expect that he had misjudged and underestimated this young man. But you can never take back what you said. Otherwise, if the news gets out, he will have to quit his job as a manager. Helplessly, he could only bite the bullet and approve Chen Ming as the agent. "Okay, I approve you, but I still need to sort out the materials and report to the head office. If there are no problems with your materials, the head office will reply soon, and then the Qiantong agency rights for the entire region will be yours." As soon as these words were spoken, everyone present breathed a sigh of relief. They didn't expect that Chen Ming actually won the local agency rights for such a big brand. In other words, products of this brand can only be purchased from his counter, and no one else has the right to sell them. After leaving the manager's office, Liu Mai was still a little worried. "Do you think this guy is just trying to fool us? He is just doing it on the surface. What if he tampers with the application materials and the application is rejected by the head office? Wouldn't our efforts be in vain?" Chen Ming stretched out a finger and shook it. He still has confidence about this matter. He knew that even if Manager Wang looked down on them and they had a lot of hatred in their hearts, they would not dare to tamper with the submitted materials. If the news gets out or is exposed by Chen Ming, he will have to quit his job as a manager. Anyone who can reach his position has some brains, so there is no need to worry about that. Now that Qiantong's local agency has been taken down, other places can naturally follow suit. It didn't take long before the digital and communications areas were all in my hands, and all the brands that had moved in were famous domestic and foreign brands. As long as this digital plaza is opened, it will be unprecedented not only in Lianhua County, but even in several surrounding major cities. With such a large-scale project, this place will definitely become the most popular and #1 commercial center in the entire region. The other side. Chen Ming's analysis was correct. Manager Wang did not dare to tamper with the materials submitted. Not only that, he also had to appease the Li family. After talking on the phone for half an hour, Manager Wang finally wiped the sweat from his forehead. The big issues have been resolved, but there are still some minor details left. Just as Manager Wang was about to leave, the phone rang. After taking a look at the caller ID, Manager Wang couldn't help but frown. Now that we have solved the problem of the old one, why is the young one still here? After the call was connected, Li Haoqian's voice came out from the microphone. Uncle Wang, how is the matter going? Did Chen Ming lie to you? Recently, Li Haoqian hired a private detective to follow Chen Ming. He couldn't swallow the humiliation he felt at the class reunion, so he looked for opportunities to make Chen Ming unhappy. It just so happened that Manager Wang, whom my father had just met, said that Chen Ming came to him to seek cooperation opportunities, and his words were quite disdainful. Manager Wang naturally would not say how great Chen Ming was. He just said that Chen Ming was not as great as he imagined and was just an ordinary person. This statement was ambiguous, but it was enough to satisfy Li Haoqian. After hanging up the phone, Li Haoqian's brows finally relaxed and he laughed out loud. I knew that guy rented his car. He was just a vain guy, and I really took him for granted. I'm so stupid. After laughing for a while, Li Haoqian picked up the phone again. Hey, squad leader, there is something I want to tell you. Not long after, Chen Ming obtained the agency rights, but the feud between the two was formed. Chen Ming stole the show in front of Manager Wang, causing him to suffer a loss in silence. Manager Wang naturally would not give up and would make trouble for Chen Ming as soon as he found an opportunity. At this stage, Chen Ming doesn't have time to think too long term. Although Chentong technology has been taken over, the suppliers on other floors have not yet been resolved. However, the supply sources of daily necessities such as clothing, shoes and hats are easier to find. In Chen Ming's impression, there are several more reliable sources of goods, where he can get relatively high-end goods at low prices. I plan to sell high-quality luxury goods and more affordable ordinary clothes on the same floor. This way, I can attract a variety of different customers. In this era, ordinary people still keep a distance from luxury goods. Many people in small towns simply don't appreciate these expensive and impractical bags and jewelry. But Chen Ming knew that in the next few years, with the development of many small and medium-sized enterprises, people would gradually have extra money in their pockets. In addition to entertainment activities, some girls also started buying branded clothes and bags, and luxury goods accounted for a large part of the total consumption. Chen Ming was planning to build the first luxury store in the county. Of course, he encountered a lot of trouble in the process of finding sources of goods. Because they need to purchase goods in large quantities at low prices, some bosses who have been doing wholesale for many years look down on Chen Ming and think he is a middleman with no strength. The bald uncle in front of you is one of them. He specializes in wholesale clothing and hats, and also has a small amount of luggage. It can be considered a relatively famous clothing wholesaler in this area. No, I can't give you that price. This is our first cooperation and we are not familiar with each other. I know where you are from, so I will give you a 20% discount. Chen Ming sighed softly. There are so many people who look down on others these days. I told you that we can have long-term cooperation in the future. If your goods pass the inspection, can I get goods from you for a long time? Not only that, Chen Ming placed an astonishing amount for his first purchase, so he should be considered a big customer. The bold boss in front of him thought that Chen Ming was just a middleman who was not worthy of being in public. The so-called second largest dealer is a profession that is relatively prosperous in this era. The business of hoarding goods is to buy large quantities of goods at low prices and sell them at high prices to make a profit from the difference. Middlemen like this basically only do it once or twice and then stop. It is impossible to have long-term cooperation with them. Chen Ming and Liu Mai had to use a lot of effort to reduce the discount by 10%, and the bald man agreed reluctantly. He spoke in a sarcastic tone, which made people feel uncomfortable. But there is no other way. If we want to have a complete range of goods in the supermarket, we have to negotiate cooperation with this person. Chen Ming made a vow in his heart that he would make the bold boss know his strength in the future and let him know how big a mistake he was today. Of course, there were also bosses with better vision who could see that the young man in front of them was a promising talent, and they agreed to carry out the first cooperation at a low price. In this way, a steady stream of goods filled Chen Ming's warehouse. Chapter 22. Is the car coming? After a full month of running around, the mission was finally completed. Ding! Congratulations to their host for completing the mission. Secretary Liu Mai's participation rate has reached 30%. Please receive the reward. Ding! System reward, a high-end villa. The legal procedures will take some time to complete. The host will be notified when the time comes. The sudden system prompt made Chen Ming a little excited. Although this was not the first time he had received a system reward, the sense of accomplishment he felt every time he completed a task made him feel very happy. However, this hint made him a little puzzled. No more. Just a mana reward, without any detailed introduction or other rewards. Like cash or something. And Liu Mai's participation was only 30%. She was clearly involved in the whole process. Chen Ming soon figured it out. On the surface, Liu Mai did a lot of work, but she was the one who took overall command and made decisions. So it seems that this level of participation is reasonable. But on second thought, the reward given by the system will not be bad. A 30% participation rate can reward you with a high-end villa, but what about 100% participation rate? Maybe a busy commercial street. Chen Ming rubbed his nose and didn't think about it anymore. Instead, he excitedly opened the character panel to check his current situation. Host, Chen Ming. Age, 18. Skills, none. Secretary, Liu Mai. Assets, 1,780,000 yuan, Mercedes-Benz S300, luxury villa, ranking, 43rd in Lianhua County. A small amount of assets is used to renovate the shop, but as the supermarket operates normally, the asset column will become longer and longer. Suddenly the phone rang. It was Ji Guobin calling. Chen Ming answered the phone. Squad leader, what do you want to talk to me about? During the last meal, Chen Ming gave his contact information to the squad leader, thinking that if there was a chance, he would try his best to help him. It's not that I have something to talk to you about. To be honest, it was Li Haoqian who asked me to call you. When Li Haoqian was mentioned, Chen Ming frowned. Why did that guy ask you to find me? Ji Guobin laughed and explained, after the party that day, didn't you leave in a luxury car? This guy must have been mad at you for stealing his limelight, so he organized another camping trip and invited us to join him. He came to me specially and asked me to invite you to the party this time, because I was the one who invited you last time. Did you say anything else? Chen Ming frowned. Based on my understanding of that guy, he definitely has no good intentions in inviting me under such circumstances. He told me to tell you that the camping location is quite far away, so he plans to gather us first and then go together, which is more convenient. He also told me to drive your car over, because there are many people who haven't bought cars yet, and he can't carry so many people by himself. Ji Guobin told the whole story, and added, Chen Ming, he thought the luxury car you drove last time was rented, so he wanted to embarrass you. Chen Ming smiled indifferently. With his current state of mind, he didn't take Li Haoqian's childish behavior to heart at all. Just when he was about to refuse, Ji Guobin said, oh, by the way, although Li Haoqian didn't tell me explicitly, I heard that he plans to formally confess his love to Lin Xiyue during this camping activity. Having said this, Chen Ming understood. Regarding the confession, that guy must have said it countless times in private. Given Lin Xiyue's personality, she would not give in easily and would neither refuse nor agree. So Li Haoqian organized a camping activity, ostensibly to call his classmates to a reunion, but in fact he wanted to cause trouble for himself. She used her own downfall to highlight his elegance, and finally made a high-profile confession under the encouragement of her classmates. If everything went as he wished, maybe in this atmosphere, Lin Xiyue might really agree. Chen Ming, let me tell you this, Li Haoqian probably has no good intentions, so you'd better not go. Anyway, he asked me to call you, so I just told you, and I didn't offend him. In fact, I didn't want to go myself. Chen Ming smiled and said, it's okay, just go. What time is it? Tomorrow. I happen to be free tomorrow, but you need to reply to him and tell him that my car is not convenient for you to drive there tomorrow. Okay. After hanging up the phone, Chen Ming took a long breath and said to himself, since you like to play, I will play with you. It's not that Chen Ming is childish, but he knows Li Haoqian. If there is this time, there will be a next time. Since the opponent has made a move, if you don't accept it, then the opponent will keep pestering you. He didn't want to be bothered by Li Haoqian's affairs every now and then in the future. The next day, Chen Ming took Ji Guobin's car to the camping gathering place. "Hey, isn't this Mr. Chen who is here to discuss a big deal? Why didn't you drive your luxury car over here today? And that secretary with a great figure, why didn't she come to see Mr. Chen off?" As soon as we got there, a thin man started to act weird. The other students also started laughing, without any regard for Chen Ming's face or feelings. This person's name is Ma Cheng, and he followed Li Haoqian closely when they were in school. Later, he didn't go to work and spent the whole day idly following Li Haoqian around like a lackey. It was obvious that his behavior at this moment was instructed by Li Haoqian. Before, at the hotel entrance, everyone was worried when they saw Chen Ming getting into the luxury car. But then I thought, where does Chen Ming's family get so much money? Even Lin Xiyue found it impossible. Their two families were so close that Chen Ming's family situation could not be hidden at all. Afterwards, Li Haoqian said that Chen Ming's luxury car was rented to show off, and everyone suddenly realized the truth. In addition, the fact that Chen Ming did not drive a luxury car this time confirmed what Li Haoqian said. This made his classmates look down on him even more, thinking that he had no money but was trying to pretend to be rich. Ji Guobin frowned and said in a deep voice, "Ma Cheng, we are all classmates, can you please talk properly?" "Why didn't I speak properly? Wasn't what I said wrong?" Ma Cha spread his hands, looking like a street urchin. "The monitor thinks your tone is bad. How can you say that about Chen Ming?" "Oh, I see. Chen Ming wants to start a company during the holiday. He is so busy that he is already giving us face by coming to see us. Is that what you mean?" "Har har, that's what I mean." Another male classmate named Liu Yuan joined in the same song with Ma Cheng, causing everyone to laugh. "Don't be too." Ji Guobin had just opened his mouth when Chen Ming stopped him and said, "I see everyone is almost here. When are we going to set off? Why are you in such a hurry? Li Haoqian hasn't arrived yet." Just then, the imported Nissan car slowly drove over. The driver's window rolled down, and Li Haoqian said with a smile, "Everyone is here. I'm sorry that I just had the car serviced, which took some time. I hope I didn't keep you waiting for too long." Through the window, you can see Lin Xiyue sitting in the passenger seat. Wait a minute, what are you talking about, Master Li? We just arrived." "Yeah, we just got here. Master Li, it will cost a lot of money to maintain this car. So what if we wait a while?" Chen Ming frowned slightly. He really couldn't stand these people's flattery. Li Haoqian glanced in the direction of Chen Ming and said with a smile, "Chen Ming, is the car here? Your car is more expensive than mine. To be honest, I also want to ride in your car. There will be a chance." Chen Ming responded calmly, turned around and got into the car with Ji Guobin. Chapter 23. Watching a show. Chen Ming was very calm. He came here just to watch the fun. This didn't happen in the previous life. If the two of them could succeed with my assistance, it would be the first step in my revenge against Lin Xiyue. But in Li Haoqian's opinion, Chen Ming's silence just meant that he failed to show off. "Humph, you're still pretending in front of me. You think you can make us believe it just by renting a car and finding an actor to act with you? You're really trying to save face but end up suffering in vain. Sigh. It's better to be down to earth as a person." Li Haoqian said a few sarcastic words in a loud voice, just loud enough for Chen Ming to hear. Chen Ming was very calm. He pretended not to hear anything and fastened his passenger seat belt. "Mr. Li is really smart. I almost got tricked by him that day. Don't tell me, if it wasn't for Master Li's reminder, I would have really thought he was a successful person." Ma Cheng and Liu Yuan tried their best to flatter and curry favor with him. Another female classmate, Zhao Huan, couldn't help but say, "Hey, I really don't know why Chen Ming came here today. Isn't he asking for trouble? If I were him, I wouldn't have come today at all. You don't know this, right? Today, young Master Li is taking us to a camping site. It's a high-end manor, a place that ordinary people can never even dream of visiting. How can we miss such a chance to see the world?" Har har har. Li Haoqian's car led the way, and Ji Guobin and Chen Ming followed at the end. In fact, there were enough cars. The reason why Li Haoqian asked Chen Ming to drive here was just a test. "Chen Ming, why don't you drive your car over here and show off a bit? Why bother competing with them? It's pointless." Chen Ming smiled indifferently and looked at the scenery passing by outside the window. He suddenly felt very relaxed. You are still at a higher level. Anyway, I can't stand what they said against you just now. Chen Ming came back to his senses, looked at the squad leader, and said seriously, Squad leader, if you encounter any difficult problems in the future, you must come to me. I will definitely help as long as I can. Ji Guobin didn't take it to heart, but still nodded in response. Har har, don't worry, I will definitely trouble you if I encounter any difficulties. Soon after, everyone arrived at a manor. Wow, this manor looks like a castle in a fairy tale. It's high-end, classy, and worthy of being the place chosen by young Master Li. As soon as we got off the bus, someone started praising the environment here. To be honest, the surrounding environment is really nice. There are endless lawns, exquisitely arranged trees and flowers of various shapes and colors, an artificially dug lake, and a large manor whose outline can be seen in the distance. It really gives people a feeling of entering a wonderland and is very suitable for camping. This place is more beautiful than I imagined. It seems my third uncle didn't lie to me. Li Haoqian walked into the crowd with a smile. Everyone started to get busy. Ma Cheng prepared the barbecue grill and said, Mr. Li, is this your third uncle's house? Yes, my uncle has loved me since I was little. One day I mentioned that I wanted to get together with my classmates but didn't know where to go. He asked me to bring you here to camp, saying that young people should be energetic and that gatherings for eating and singing are too vulgar. A group of people gathering together to enjoy the beautiful scenery is high-end entertainment. Li Haoqian is very good at speaking. Every sentence of his seemingly simple words is full of boasting. Oh, that's true. If it weren't for Master Li, how could we come to such an elegant place? Li Haoqian's face was full of pride, and he pointed to the manor in the distance and said, Next time I'll tell my third uncle, and we'll go on a 3-day and 2-night vacation at the manor, and then my third uncle will waive all the expenses. Young Master Li is so powerful. He spends a fortune with just a few words. I will follow Master Li from now on. As long as Master Li lets me drink a few sips of soup, that'll be enough. As he spoke, Li Haoqian winked at Zhao Huan who was not far away. Zhao Huan understood what he meant, walked into the crowd and said with an intoxicated look, Hey, if there is someone who loves me, in such a beautiful environment, walks up to me with flowers in his hands, and confesses his love to me in front of the heavens, the earth and everyone, it would be such a romantic thing. Even if I die now, it would be worth it. Har har, you're just dreaming. Such a good thing can only happen to the heroines on TV. Don't dream, Zhao Huan, come and help lay out the table mat. The barbecue grill is ready over there. It has to be said that Li Haoqian did put some thought into pursuing Lin Xiyue. Chen Ming was like a transparent man, silently stringing meat skewers in the corner, preparing the barbecue ingredients for everyone. Chen Ming, how is the company's business recently? You drive such a nice car and have a personal secretary. Your business must be very big. As the saying goes, the tree wants to be still but the wind does not stop. Chen Ming was stringing the meat skewers well when Liu Yuan walked over. Hearing this, Chen Ming didn't even raise his head and said calmly, It's okay. Puff. Ma Cheng came over for some reason, spit out the water he just drank, covered his stomach and said, No, you really think you are a big boss, you pretend so well. Don't pretend, we are all classmates, and we know about your previous car rental and pretending to be cool. Har har har. Amidst the laughter, Chen Ming glanced in Lin Xiyue's direction. Lin Xiyue, who had been watching the fun just now had her back to him. Li Haoqian saw this, he sneered and walked towards Chen Ming. Hey, we are all classmates, we won't laugh at you. After all, everyone is different, and it can't be that everyone is outstanding. You are poor, so it's not a big deal. But you are poor and you still pretend to be rich to deceive us, which makes people feel a little. Having said this, he was already standing in front of Chen Ming, but he paused deliberately and did not continue. Ma Cheng was quite perceptive and said, It makes people feel a little disgusted. Yes, it's disgusting. You're suffering for your dignity. Li Haoqian squatted down and whispered in Chen Ming's ear, I know you have always had evil intentions towards Lin Xiyue. A toad cannot eat swan meat. She belongs to me. Today I will let you see with your own eyes that she is mine. Then he turned around and walked straight towards Lin Xiyue. Zhao Huan got a bouquet of flowers from somewhere and handed it behind Li Haoqian. Suddenly, a beautiful and romantic melody sounded. It was Liu Yuan who turned on the speakers that he had prepared long ago. Lin Xiyue seemed to sense that the atmosphere had suddenly changed and turned her head. Li Haoqian walked towards her with a smile on his face and his hands behind his back. 1 step, 2 steps, 5 steps. Li Haoqian stopped in front of him. He placed the flowers in front of his eyes. Li Haoqian lowered his head and posed in a posture that he thought was very handsome. Chapter 24 Meeting Mr. Chen. The picture froze at this scene. Li Haoqian had obviously done his homework. He maintained this posture and did not speak. Lin Xiyue's eyes began to flash. After a brief struggle, she looked at Li Haoqian with a faint smile. At this time, the music stopped. Zhao Huan shouted, "Mr. Li, are you planning to pursue Lin Xiyue?" "No, compared to the word chase, I prefer the word approach. Then he looked at Lin Xiyue lovingly and said, "Can you give me a chance to get closer to you?" Obviously, they had all rehearsed and even had their lines arranged. To be honest, in such an environment and atmosphere, how many girls would not be tempted? Lin Xiyue's face was quite excited, with a hint of shyness and emotion. She slowly stretched out her hand, ready to take the flowers from the other person's hand. Just as this carefully planned and romantic confession was about to succeed, a very abrupt voice was suddenly heard. Hey, what are you doing? This is not a place for casual visitors, leave now." Everyone sighed. Such a good atmosphere was ruined. Lin Xiyue also withdrew her hand without leaving a trace and did not take the flowers. Li Haoqian immediately became angry and turned back suddenly. I saw a man in a suit and 6 people in security uniforms walking over. The man in the suit looked impatient and urged them to leave as soon as possible. Chen Ming, who had been watching the show not far away, said speechlessly, "Alas, the good show has been interrupted. You still have the mind to watch the show. Can't you see that Li Haoqian is just mad at you?" Yuan Lin. Ji Guobin stopped talking halfway. Chen Ming smiled calmly, "Squad leader, don't consider my feelings. In fact, I no longer have any feelings for Lin Xiyue. Otherwise, I wouldn't be so calm to come and watch this show today." Ji Guobin nodded and said nothing more. "Okay, you young people, hurry up and leave. Don't let the security guards kick you out. That would be embarrassing." The man in the suit continued. "What qualifications do you have to chase me away?" Li Haoqian said angrily. "What qualifications do I have? Do you know where this place is?" The man in the suit was also a little angry. Li Haoqian sneered, "Of course I know where this place is. Do you know who I am?" Liu Yuan immediately stood up and said, "Hey, open your eyes and look carefully. Who is standing in front of you? I guess you should be the security captain of this manor. Before you chase him away, you'd better find out who you are chasing away." Upon hearing this, Li Haoqian raised his head with a condescending attitude. The man in the suit asked in confusion, "What? I'm the security captain." "Never mind. I don't want to waste my time talking to you. Since you're young, I won't argue with you. Let's go." "You are blind. How dare a security captain talk to young Master Li like that? I think you don't want to do this job anymore." It has to be said that Ma Cheng and Liu Yuan are really Li Haoqian's right-hand men. "You?" The man in the suit said angrily, "You are a bunch of ignorant brats. I see that you are young and have been tolerant. Now that you are speaking such arrogant words, don't blame me for being rude. I will just kick them out." As the man in the suit waved his hand, the 6 security guards behind him immediately took action. Hey, what are you doing? Can we talk it over nicely without getting violent?" Li Haoqian shouted angrily, "Enough. I don't care who you are, just get out of here." The man in the suit also had a very strong attitude. "Mr. Li, it seems that he really doesn't know who you are. Just tell him directly." Ma Cheng sneered. "Don't think you can show off here just because you're wearing a suit and look like a decent person. Don't be so scared that you kneel on the ground when you find out Mr. Li's identity." Liu Yuan also joined in the double act. "Leave now before things get out of hand. You can still keep your job." Li Haoqian snorted coldly, "Your boss, Li Donglai, is my third uncle." The man in the suit was stunned for a moment when he heard this. He took out some documents from his briefcase and started reading. Everyone thought he was scared and started to laugh at him. "What? Are you scared? I'm telling you that you can't afford to offend Mr. Li. He's your boss's nephew. Now you're in trouble for not listening to advice. hurry up and apologize to Mr. Li. Maybe you can still keep your job as security captain. After a moment, the man in the suit put the documents back into his bag and sneered, "Are you guys dreaming? It's true that this place was Li Donglai's property before, but it has gone bankrupt and liquidated." What? Li Haoqian's face changed drastically, and he obviously didn't believe it. What nonsense are you talking about? The man in the suit said speechlessly, "If you don't believe me, why don't you just call and ask your uncle?" "Okay, don't waste my time, let's go, I need to clear this place to welcome the new boss." "Impossible, how could my third uncle go bankrupt?" Li Haoqian didn't believe it at all and immediately took out his cell phone to call his uncle. But the phone kept ringing and no one answered. After the third time, Li Haoqian became anxious and called his father directly, "Dad, what's going on with the business at Third Uncle's Manor? It's already sold out there." After getting a clear answer, Li Haoqian was completely stunned. The perfect confession plan he had planned for a long time was just a little bit away from success, so how could it turn out like this? "Okay, now that it's confirmed, just go. I won't bother with you because you're just kids." The man in the suit waved his hand. Chen Ming sighed and stood up, saying to Ji Guobin, "Okay. We didn't get to see the show, and we ended it early. Let's go." After saying that, he ignored everyone else and followed Ji Guobin towards the parking lot. The man in the suit glanced at Chen Ming, then immediately opened his briefcase again. He took out something and looked at it, then shouted, "Hey, wait a minute." Chen Ming stopped, not knowing what was going on, and saw the man in the suit jogging towards him. Ma Cheng frowned and asked, "Why does he want to see Chen Ming?" "Who knows?" Li Haoqian was in a very bad mood at the moment. He hoped that Chen Ming would make a fool of himself. "Are you Chen Ming, Mr. Chen?" The man in the suit had a photo in his hand. He was looking at Chen Ming's face carefully and comparing it with the photo in his hand. "Yes, it's me." Zhao Huan, who was not far away, joked, "Could our classmate Chen Ming be the criminal they are looking for?" "I think it's probably true." Har har har. Everyone laughed, which reduced the awkward atmosphere. Just when Chen Ming was getting a little impatient and felt that the man in the suit was very rude. The man in the suit took 2 steps back and bowed to him very respectfully. "Meet Mr. Chen." Before everyone had time to digest this, the man in the suit handed over the contract in his hand. "The corresponding contract has been prepared, please take a look." Chapter 25 Revenge begins. Contract. Chen Ming muttered something, he still didn't know what was going on. Could it be the contract that Liu Mai had just negotiated? Impossible. I am very confident in Liu Mai's work. Even if it is to negotiate a contract, she will definitely inform me in advance. What is going on? Seeing that Chen Ming didn't speak for a long time, the man in the suit said quickly, "I'm very sorry, I didn't know that Mr. Chen came here to check in advance, but the handover procedures and information are ready, and we can hand over at any time." Chen Ming was not the only one confused. Everyone was shocked, especially those around Li Haoqian. "Mr. Li, what's going on? Isn't your uncle the boss here? Yeah, how come he suddenly became Chen Ming?" Everyone felt mixed emotions at this moment. Thinking back to not long ago, they were still mocking and humiliating Chen Ming. But Chen Ming suddenly transformed himself and became the boss here. Impossible, absolutely impossible. How could such a coincidence happen? Even if my manor really went bankrupt, it would definitely not be Chen Ming who took over. He must have known that we were coming here today, so he made preparations in advance. That's right, it must be like this. He found these people to act together. Li Haoqian didn't believe that all this was true, and immediately came up with a reason to deceive himself. At this moment, Chen Ming's brain was working fast, and he suddenly thought of the reward given by the system yesterday. Wasn't it a high-end manor? At that time, he was wondering why the system only gave the reward but did not provide detailed introduction. He thought that the relevant procedures had not been implemented yet. "So, this manor is now your own property." Just as he was wondering, a system prompt sounded in his head. Ding! The system reward Qingshan Manor has been implemented. I didn't expect to have such an unexpected gain this time. He first glanced at the students not far away, and seeing that Li Haoqian looked very bad, he sneered and then said to the man in the suit, "Well, not bad, it seems that you guys are very fast. Please come to my office, Mr. Chen. I will explain the details of the handover." Just contact my secretary for such a small matter, and she will take care of it. After saying this, Chen Ming looked at the squad leader and said, "Let's go." Under the surprised gazes of the squad leader and everyone else, the two men walked away hand in hand in a graceful manner. No. That's impossible. Li Haoqian still couldn't accept this fact and kept shaking his head. At this moment, Ma Cheng and Liu Yuan felt worse than if they had eaten a fly. The reason why they kept flattering Li Haoqian was because he was a rich second generation and they wanted to get some benefits from him. Essentially, they have no grudge against Chen Ming. They never expected that Chen Ming was such a big boss. If they had known this would happen, they would have just flattered Chen Ming. At this moment, they felt very regretful for offending such a big shot. The fast was over, and Lin Xiyue turned around and prepared to leave. Li Haoqian hurriedly chased after her, pulled her and said, "Xiyue, you haven't answered my question yet." Lin Xiyue paused for about 2 seconds, without saying a word, broke free from his hand and left. Looking at Lin Xiyue's gradually receding back, Li Haoqian's fists were clenched until the bones in them crackled. "Chen Ming, just wait for me. I will never let you go." The other side. "Wow, Chen Ming, you are such an unkind person. Since you planned this, why didn't you tell me in advance? Do you know how handsome you were just now? Wow, I don't know what to say, you were so handsome." Chen Ming could only smile bitterly in his heart. He was completely unaware of the situation. If he had known that what Li Haoqian was showing off was his own industry, he could have come up with an even more pretentious scene to annoy him. "Okay, drive carefully and don't slack off. Check it for me. Find out Chen Ming's background thoroughly." After returning home, the frustrated Li Haoqian immediately ordered someone to conduct a comprehensive investigation into everything about Chen Ming. Today's trip was a complete loss of face for him. He had wanted to make a romantic confession in front of Chen Ming and let him see with his own eyes that the goddess he had been dreaming of day and night belonged to him, but in the end he was severely slapped in the face. Not only did he become a laughingstock in front of his classmates, but he also failed to express his feelings successfully. From childhood to adulthood, he had never suffered such humiliation. Soon, Li Haoqian found out that Chen Ming had a lot of assets, which confirmed that his previous luxury cars and industries were not obtained by paying people to act. This made Li Haoqian even more angry. How did a poor loser become so rich? Damn it, what good opportunity did he encounter? No, we can't let him get away with it like this. We must find a way to deal with him. Anger makes a person crazy, and Li Haoqian is now overwhelmed by anger. Soon, he found out that the complex run by Chen Ming had a considerable cooperation with his family, so he immediately found his father. "Howard, you have always been cautious. Why did you make such a risky suggestion this time?" After listening to his son's suggestion, Li Fuquan felt that it was not appropriate. But at this moment, Li Haoqian only wanted to make Chen Ming uncomfortable. Only in this way could he feel better. "Dad, there are 2 reasons why I made this suggestion. First, this guy is too much of a bully. You don't know how much your son has suffered at his hands." Li Fuquan also doted on his son very much. When he heard Li Haoqian say that he was bullied by Chen Ming, he felt very distressed. However, this is not enough to make him do anything fishy in business. Secondly, I have carefully investigated their demand for products. Apart from you, they can only find Fatishu for cooperation. But Fatishu is not a good person to talk to. Normal people will not take the initiative to cooperate with him if there is a choice. So after Chen Ming suffered a loss, he will still come to you. At that time, you just need to raise the price and they will have to agree. This way, not only can I vent my anger, but I can also make more money. Isn't this killing 2 birds with 1 stone? After listening to Li Haoqian's description, Li Fuquan took a deep breath and fell into deep thought. After a long while, he nodded and said, "Although this method is a bit risky, the rewards will be great if it succeeds, but..." Seeing that his father was still hesitant, Li Haoqian continued, "Dad, I know what you are worried about. Don't worry, Chen Ming is my classmate. I know his background. He doesn't have any background. He might have just gotten lucky and became a nouveau riche. When doing business, the most feared people are those with backgrounds. If the other party has no background, even if you offend him, the most you will suffer is the loss of business. But once you offend someone with a background, it's not just about money." Chapter 26. Liu Mai is in danger. What happened? Why did it fail at the critical moment? After listening to Liu Mai's report, Chen Ming felt very unhappy. Everything seemed to be going smoothly except for the last step, but problems arose in the supply. Chen Ming had checked all the details one by one, and the price negotiated by the supplier was not low, so there was a lot of profit to be made. He really didn't understand why the other party changed his mind at the last minute. Sorry, boss. This is my fault. I will find a way to solve it. Liu Mai lowered her head like a child who had made a mistake. Chen Ming waved his hand and said, "Don't be like that. I'm not blaming you. What's the reason for the other party to go back on his word?" "I think the price is too low," Liu Mai replied. "Low price?" Chen Ming, you didn't understand, the price he offered was definitely not low. But from the perspective of normal business behavior, if there is no hatred between the two parties, who would do something that offends others and is of no benefit to themselves? Chen Ming vaguely felt that this matter was not that simple. "Boss, what are you going to do next? We lost a lot of money this time," Liu Mai asked. "Well, you should first find out the supplier's background and don't miss any details," Chen Ming said. "If you want to do your work well, you must first sharpen your tools. Since there is something fishy on the supplier side, we must find out thoroughly. If their hidden dangers are not dealt with, they may pop up at any time and cause big trouble." Liu Mai's ability to do things was extremely strong. After just half an hour, she had found out the clues. "Boss, I found out that the son of the boss of the supplier we work with is your classmate. He is Li Xiyue, whom you mentioned before. I wonder if this incident has anything to do with him." After taking the information handed over by Liu Mai, Chen Ming's eyes became serious. As luck would have it, the supplier turned out to be Li Xiyue's father, Li Fuquan. Seeing that Chen Ming looked unhappy, Liu Mai asked, "Boss, do you have any grudge against Li Xiyue?" "Why do you guess so?" Chen Ming asked curiously. "According to the information I have, Li Fuquan is a man who loves his son very much. If his son asks to terminate the contract with you, Li Fuquan may lose his mind because of his love for his son. In the business world, making money is king. Anyone who has trouble with money due to other emotional factors can be classified as suffering from dementia." Chen Ming smiled and secretly admired Liu Mai's thorough understanding of her business partners. "This kid really has some grudges against me, it's just childish." Liu Mai looked puzzled. "Boss, Chen Ming is also a child." Chen Ming waved his hand and continued, "Try to contact the supplier again. We will settle the account with Li Xiyue later." Liu Mai put some documents on the table and said, "I have already investigated other suppliers. There are only 2 suppliers who can meet our demand in a short period of time. One of them is the company that broke the contract, and the other is a well-established state-owned enterprise. Apart from these 2, other suppliers cannot meet our demand." Having said that, Liu Mai hesitated slightly. "Go on. This old company has a lot of experience. The person in charge is nicknamed Fatty Shu. He has a very bad reputation in the business world. He loves to make things difficult for people, and his vision is very high. If you want to cooperate with him, you must be mentally prepared. It is an old company and others always beg it to cooperate with them, so naturally it develops an arrogant habit." Chen Ming nodded and asked, "How much did the previous supplier ask for a price increase?" 20%. Liu Mai raised 2 fingers. "Damn it, you are really looking for trouble with me." Chen Ming was a little angry and slammed the table. He knew in his heart that all this was definitely related to Li Xiyue. He instigated his father to break the appointment and then raise the price. The cooperation with Fatty Shu would definitely be more difficult to negotiate, and he was sure that he would come back to him. "Contact Fatty Shu immediately to discuss cooperation. It doesn't matter if the other party's demands are a bit excessive. I would rather make less money than let Li Xiyue succeed." "Okay boss, I'll do it right away." Liu Mai turned around and accidentally dropped the documents on the table. She leaned over to pick it up, and Chen Ming quickly said, "It's okay." As he spoke, he bent down and their fingers touched. Liu Mai quickly retracted her hand, but Chen Ming froze and didn't move. From his perspective, he could see 2 snow-white masses overflowing due to the squeezing of the movement. "I was too anxious." Liu Mai hadn't noticed Chen Ming's abnormality yet, and explained awkwardly, "I didn't handle this matter well." As he spoke, his voice became a little depressed. Chen Ming came back to his senses. Looking at her annoyed expression, he couldn't help but raise his hand and touch her head. It's okay, you've done well enough. Liu Mai raised her head, and their eyes met. In those captivating eyes, there was a hint of joy hidden, which made Chen Ming feel itchy. If it weren't for the wrong location and time, he would have done something out of line. Chen Ming coughed lightly. It's almost too late, let's go quickly. Liu Mai's ears turned red, and she felt like she was a child and her hair was touched. Only Chen Ming would treat her like this. She bit her lip and stood up. She accidentally saw her own exposed body. Her face instantly turned red and she stumbled when she spoke. Okay, I'll go right away. Chen Ming felt relieved that Liu Mai went to negotiate in person. At the same time, he began to think about how to teach Li Haoqian a lesson. As the saying goes, good people are often bullied. It seems that I am too kind to my enemies. Rui Hotel, first floor lobby. Chen Ming had already drunk 2 cups of tea. This fatty shoe is really arrogant. It's not even half an hour later. Chen Ming has no good feelings towards people who have no sense of time. He knew that the other party must have done it on purpose, just wanting to show off and reduce his own prestige. Liu Mai was very calm and said with a smile, "Boss, don't be angry. We are the weaker party in this negotiation. It is normal to suffer some grievances." After that, she poured more tea for Chen Ming. "How about this, let me handle the negotiations. Fatty Shoe will definitely make things difficult for you. I don't want you to suffer this." Chen Ming nodded when he heard this. "Since the other party wants to kill us, let's kill him too. You go in first and wait for half an hour, I'll come back later." "Okay." Liu Mai nodded. "I just happen to be a little tired, so I'll take a rest here for a while," Chen Ming said. Half an hour later, Fatty Shoe finally arrived, and Liu Mai took him to the private room with a smile on her face. Liu Mai did a lot of homework for this negotiation. He found out that Fatty Shoe was from the south, so the dishes ordered this time were all southern dishes, and he also specially prepared wine from Fatty Shoe's hometown. Liu Mai picked up the wine glass and said, "Boss Shoe, let me toast you first." "Har har, I didn't expect Secretary Liu to be such a beauty. I'm so sorry." Fatty Shoe looked at Liu Mai with lustful eyes. "Mr. Shoe is joking, please." Just as she raised her head to drink, the other person's hand suddenly touched her thigh. "R." Liu Mai was startled and quickly stepped back, saying, "Boss Shoe, eat some food, eat some food." "No hurry, let's have 2 more drinks." Fatty Shoe chuckled and said. At this moment, Liu Mai was already a little scared, but she wanted to complete the task for her boss, and thought that it would be over as long as she endured it. "It's just a touch on the thigh, just treat it as a touch by a dog." Liu Mai said, "Boss Shoe, after we finish this glass of wine, our cooperation this time." Before she could finish her words, Fatty Shoe interrupted her and said, "Let's drink first, and then we can talk about business." When Fatty Shoe put his hand on Liu Mai's thigh for the second time, Liu Mai quickly finished her wine and returned to her seat. Just as she was about to speak, Fatty Shoe came up to her with a glass of wine in his hand and said, "Come on, have another drink." "Not good." Chen Ming was leaning on the sofa in the hall to rest. Suddenly he opened his eyes suddenly and then he immediately ran to the private room on the 2nd floor. "Damn it, how could I have forgotten how Fatty Shoe was captured in my previous life? Liu Mai is in danger." Chapter 27. Sell the factory to me. Let me go. Several buttons of Liu Mai's short-sleeved shirt had been torn, and her skirt had been pushed up, revealing a glimpse of her beauty. This made Fatty Shoe even more excited, and he immediately laughed and said, "Manager Liu, if we have a deeper discussion, wouldn't it be easier to negotiate this deal?" Suddenly, the door of the box was smashed open. Liu Mai looked towards the door and saw Chen Ming's figure. Seeing her hopeful eyes and miserable appearance, Chen Ming was filled with chill. He picked up the red wine bottle on the table and smashed it on the fat man, then pulled her over, took off his t-shirt and put it on her. "Xiao Ming." Liu Mai was crying and leaning in Chen Ming's arms. She was just scared. She didn't expect that her boss would be like a god sent from heaven, making her feel unreal in an instant. It was as if the person in front of her was a mature man she could rely on. Chen Ming was wearing a double-breasted vest and stood in front of the fat man. "Boss Shoe is a grown man, but it's unacceptable for you to bully my secretary like this." Fatty Shoe looked at his mess and said viciously, "Mr. Chen, I will remember this incident today. You want to find a source of goods? No way. I will make sure you can't even open a supermarket." After saying this, Fatty Shu slammed the door and left. Chen Ming narrowed his eyes. He has always valued peace, but since the other party has bullied him, he will be counted as one of his enemies from now on. But now is not the time. Chen Ming turned around and looked at Liu Mai. Are you okay, Aunt Liu? Liu Mai felt a little guilty, but also a little relieved. Boss, I'm sorry, I messed up. Chen Ming helped her sit on the chair and said calmly, Aunt Liu, my career does not need to be built on your sacrifice. If you encounter such a thing in the future, slap him in the face, and I will bear the consequences. The two people were very close to each other, and Liu Mai thought of him who appeared in front of her at the critical moment just now. It would be a lie to say I wasn't moved. But this is her daughter's suitor. Liu Mai, what are you thinking about? Chen Ming looked at her watery eyes, and he could probably guess what she was thinking. Aunt Liu, in my heart, you are still a woman who needs to be protected. When you are with me, you don't need to think so much, just be yourself. Liu Mai is not an inexperienced girl, so what she said sounds normal, but it is not normal to say it at this moment. She could feel Chen Ming's aggressive eyes, which turned her mood, which had just calmed down, upside down. Thank you. The three words of indifference and alienation made Chen Ming sigh helplessly. Suddenly, he thought of Lin Xiyue. If I take revenge on her, will it hurt Liu Mai's heart? Soon, Chen Ming threw this thought out of his mind. Even if she didn't do anything, she would end up being abandoned. He became her stepfather, achieved success and fame, and did not allow Liu Mai to give Lin Xiyue too much help. This is the best revenge, isn't it? Just as she was thinking, Liu Mai asked, but what about the source of goods? Xu Kaiyu owns the largest small appliance manufacturer in the county, and he is also the vice president of the County Federation of Industry and Commerce. If he doesn't give in, other merchants may not necessarily do business with us. Chen Ming was just about to say something when that familiar reminder voice rang in his ears again. Ding! New mission released. Task: acquire 5 state-owned enterprises that are about to go bankrupt and achieve transformation. If the acquisition is successful, you will be rewarded with a modern fully automatic production line and 50 million yuan in cash if the secretary Liu Mai's participation rate is above 40%. The additional reward is a modern fully automatic production line, 50 million yuan in cash, and 1 golden finger function. 50 million. Chen Ming took a deep breath. This time the System S reward was too awesome. Restraining his excitement, he thought for a moment and asked, Aunt Liu, do you know all the state-owned enterprises in the county? Do you know all the enterprises that are about to close down? Which ones are they? There are Shu Kai's electrical appliance factory, Li Fuquan's light bulb factory, Lin Xiyue's paint factory, Zhao Jianjun's sand and gravel factory, and Xu Youcai's timber factory. They are also important members of the County Federation of Industry and Commerce. What's wrong? Liu Mai answered without hesitation. Chen Ming thought, isn't this just like handing someone a pillow when they are sleepy? He smiled mysteriously and said, Aunt Liu, I have a task for you. From now on, pay close attention to the news of these 5 state-owned enterprises. I want to know everything, even if it's just gossip. Liu Mai hesitated and said, that's not difficult, but the information you receive may be very mixed. Are you sure you want all the information? Yeah. I'm of great use. Liu Mai was an efficient person. By noon the next day, she had sorted out a large pile of relevant information that Chen Ming needed and arranged it into different categories. After getting the information, Chen Ming studied it for 2 days without leaving his house. It was not until the 4th day that he took Liu Mai to Shu Kai's electrical appliance factory. Shu Kai was stunned when he received the report from his secretary. He didn't expect that after the unpleasant encounter that day, this guy named Chen would dare to come to his house again. This surprise reached its peak after seeing Chen Ming's increasingly arrogant attitude. Boy, I haven't bothered you about what happened that day, but you dare to come into my territory so confidently today. Chen Ming sat on the sofa complacently and said, why shouldn't I come? After all, it's you who's going bankrupt, not me. Shu Kai's face changed drastically, and he pointed at Chen Ming's nose and cursed, what did you say, you little bastard? Did I say something wrong? Chen Ming looked at him coldly. 3 days ago, you received an order worth tens of millions. According to your production capacity, you would definitely not be able to complete this order, but you were too greedy. Not only did you start working overnight, you also used your position as vice president of the Federation of Industry and Commerce to persuade Li Fuquan and others to take out almost all of their working capital and order a batch of goods and shunned. How do you know? At this time, Shukai's face had begun to sweat. You thought you were being unnoticed, but unfortunately your every move had already been discovered. Shun shipped the goods, and the other party cancelled the order right after. Normally, the other party should pay liquidated damages for such a situation, but due to your greed, you only looked at the profits and ignored the risks when signing the contract, and ended up falling into the trap that the other party had prepared long ago. Chen Ming smiled and said, "Not only are you facing a backlog of goods, but you are also causing Li Fuquan and his team to lose their capital. If you can't find a buyer within 2 days, not only will you go bankrupt, but the 4 of them will go bankrupt with you." Liu Mai then added with a sweet smile, "Director Xu, I have to say that the 5 of you brothers went bankrupt in an orderly manner and are so happy together. It's really enviable." In Shu Kai's eyes, the smiles of Chen Ming and Liu Mai at this moment looked like demons. But he had to admit that what Chen Ming said was absolutely right. "But no one comes to see me for no reason." Shu Kai calmed down for a moment, then said expressionlessly, "Mr. Chen is young and promising. He should not be idle and come to see me to make fun of me. So, if you have anything to say, just say it." "Good." Chen Ming seemed to be confident of winning. "My request is very simple. You sell the factory to me, and then I will help you clean up the mess. It will be a win-win situation for both of us." "Bullshit." Shu Kai slammed the table and stood up. "So this is what you, a young boy, came up with? I'm telling you, don't even think about it." Chen Ming sneered, "Shu Kai, do you think you have any other choice? Sell it to me, at least you don't have to beg for food for the rest of your life. When the person who set you up comes, I'm afraid you won't get even a dime. When that time comes, don't come to me crying and begging. My name, Shu Kai, is here. I don't believe that I can't find a buyer." Shu Kai said with his neck stiff. "You are so naive at your age." Chen Ming smiled more confidently, "If it were me, I would publicize that your production capacity is too low, your equipment is old, and you want to pass off inferior products as good ones, so that I would rather pay the penalty than take your goods. By then, will anyone still buy your goods? By then, the 4 good brothers you have harmed will probably be the first wave of people to skin you alive." Chen Ming whispered like a devil, "Now, do you still think you have any other way to go? You?" Shu Kai's face was filled with gloom, and there was even murderous intent in his eyes. He just stared at Chen Ming like this, and after a long while he slumped down in his chair and whispered, "Give me a day. 1 day." Chen Ming thought that if the person who had been tricked got wind of this, his mission would be in vain, so he had to strike while the iron was hot. "My condition is that I only give you 2 hours. After 2 hours, if you don't come to Xinghue with the acquisition agreement of the 4 of them, then I will pretend that I have never been here. After that, whether you live or die has nothing to do with me." After saying that, Chen Ming took Liu Mai and left the electrical appliance factory again without caring about his relatives. After getting in the car, Liu Mai let out a sigh of relief and asked, "Boss, are you sure this trick will work? What if he refuses?" Chen Ming smiled and said, "Don't worry, he's a smart man. Even if mine is a trap, he knows whose trap is more worth jumping into." Liu Mai looked at his confident face and couldn't help but sigh, "Xiao Ming, you are really becoming more and more like a successful big boss now." "Yeah." Chen Ming squeezed her hand, raised a little arc at the corner of his mouth, and asked, "Aunt Liu, do you think I can succeed?" Liu Meixia's face was full of joy. She smiled as she drove the car, "Nothing you decide on will fail. I think it will definitely work this time." Chapter 28 Factory Acquired. As Chen Ming expected, it was approaching the 2-hour mark. Shu Kai walked into his office door on time, carrying 5 acquisition agreements. Liu Mai brought a cup of tea, put it down, and considerately closed the door before leaving. At this moment, Shu Kai no longer had the arrogance he had before. He placed the 5 agreements on Chen Ming's desk, sat there with his head hung, and said nothing. Chen Ming was not in a hurry to look, he just smiled and said, "Director Xu is really punctual, I thought I wouldn't be able to see you today." Shu Kai said in a deep voice, "You don't have to be so arrogant. Although the agreement has been brought, it has not been signed yet. If your bargaining chips cannot satisfy us, then I would rather destroy the factory than give it to you." Chen Ming didn't say anything, just smiled and picked up the agreement to read it carefully. When he saw the blank space for the purchase price in the agreement, he cursed in his heart, "Old fox." But no matter what he was thinking, Chen Ming's face was calm. "Your 5 factories, including the workers, factory buildings, and equipment, are all for a flat price of 20 million. Shu Kai said with a gloomy face, "Are you sending away the beggars?" Chen Ming leaned back in his chair and smiled, "Given your situation, I have a conscience to give you 20 million. Besides, you don't have to relocate the workers, and this money is pure profit for you. One family can get for million, what else are you dissatisfied with?" "But, that is my life's hard work," Shu Kai said unwillingly. "You lost it all by yourself. What's the point of telling me?" Chen Ming looked at the change on Shu Kai's face and continued, "If you agree, ask them to sign. As long as the agreement takes effect, the money will be in the account within 24 hours. Of course, if they are not happy, I will not force them. I don't like to force others." Shu Kai looked at the message sent by Li Fuquan on his mobile phone, sighed, said, "I'll sign," and took his copy of the agreement. In less than 5 minutes, Liu Mai came in with the other 4 people. Chen Ming glanced at Shu Kai's phone and laughed, "It seems that Director Shu still doesn't trust me. He even has to invite outsiders to sit in on the negotiations." Shu Kai said expressionlessly, "After all, I am old and blind, and my brain is muddled. And this is related to their interests, so it is a good thing for more people to listen to it." While Shu Kai was speaking, Li Fuquan and 4 others had already signed the agreement with bitter faces. Li Fuquan felt the most upset. Just as his son said that Chen Ming would pay the price, his own business was gone. "Where can I put my face and dignity?" The 5 people looked at each other in silence and could only sigh. On the other hand, Chen Ming was in high spirits. As he listened to the reward notification sound ringing in his ears, he said with a smile, "To celebrate our successful transaction, I will treat you to a good meal at my manor tonight. You can also bring your family members and stay for 2 days, just like going on vacation. Although the factory is gone, at least for million is left. If they find a more remote place, there is a possibility that they can make a comeback." Chen Ming's mind was completely on the reward at the moment. He said a few words in response and let Liu Mai send them down. He closed the door, immediately opened his personal panel, and went directly to the assets column. Assets, cash of RMB 5, 752, 3000.00, Mercedes-Benz S300, a villa, a shopping mall, and 5 factories. Ranking, 10th in Lianhua County. More than 50 million. Chen Ming muttered to himself, "I have more than 50 million. He was a little bit unbelieving. After all, he had never seen so much money even in his previous life. Then Chen Ming laughed wildly. This was the asset he had worked hard for 10 years in his previous life. But it was not enough, he only ranked 10th in Lianhua County. He hasn't even reached the top in the county, so how can he expect to reach the top in the world? What's more, the task issued by the system has only been half completed, and he has to hurry up and think about how to transform. With 5 factories, every day of rest makes money." Before Chen Ming could figure out anything, Liu Mai knocked on the door and came in, seeming to want to say something but stopping herself. "What's wrong?" he asked casually. After all, it was his own shopping mall. Liu Mai bit her lip and said, "It's nothing serious, except that we may have one more guest tonight." Chen Ming looked at Liu Mai in confusion. "When I was sending them down just now, I ran into Secretary Yang. He originally wanted to talk to Shu Kai about the merger and transformation, but when he heard that they were acquired by you, he said he also wanted to attend the dinner at the manor. I had no choice but to agree." She originally thought that she was the one causing trouble, but she didn't expect that after Chen Ming heard it, he looked surprised. "Very good." Chen Ming excitedly held her shoulders and spoke quickly, "I was just thinking about their transformation. Now with the secretary's participation, I am more confident that I can get the support of the county party committee and take the first step in my business territory. Aunt Liu, you are really my lucky star." After saying that, he kissed her hard. Chen Ming's action confused Liu Mai. Seeing Liu Mai's dazed look, Chen Ming realized that he had lost his composure. Liu Mai's face instantly flushed with red. After a moment, she said, "I'll go prepare dinner," opened the door and ran out. Chen Ming stood there, grinning foolishly and muttering, "It smells so good. Chinese people cannot socialize without dinner parties." With the participation of Secretary Yang, the standard of this dinner party was immediately raised to a higher level. After acquiring the manor, Chen Ming had some places renovated. In order to check the decoration results of the manor and to ensure the smooth progress of the dinner, Liu Mai went straight to the manor after leaving the office. When Shu Kai and other 5 families arrived as the first group, the manor had already been completely renovated. Shu Kai looked at the familiar environment and asked in a low voice, "Old Li, isn't this owned by your third son? How did it become Chen Ming's?" Li Fuquan said unhappily, "He ran the business poorly, so he sold it to Chen Ming. I didn't take it seriously at first, but who knew?" Oh. Shu Kai thought back to Chen Ming's actions over the past month. He bought buildings, opened shopping malls, bought manors, and bought factories. These things were incredible enough for a person, let alone an 18-year-old boy. Youth is really something to be feared. Shu Kai sighed and added, "In the future, the business community of Lianhua County may have to respect this child." The other four had no words to refute this. Chapter 29 Transformation Plan. The dinner officially started only after the secretary arrived. After a round of drinks, Secretary Yang got down to business. "Originally, I wanted to take some time to visit the factories of the five of you to discuss your transformation. However, since Xiao Ming went ahead, I will shamelessly follow him and have a meal." "Xiao Ming, have you considered the transformation?" Chen Ming was waiting for the secretary to ask about this, so he quickly drank some tea to calm down the alcohol and said, "To be honest, Secretary, I wanted to acquire these 5 factories in the first place because I wanted to merge and transform them." "Oh? It seems you already have an idea." Secretary Yang's eyes lit up. "Yes, Secretary. I would like to take this opportunity to report to you that I think environmental protection and sustainable development are the themes in the future, so I plan to merge the light bulb factory and the home appliance factory, focusing on home appliances, and developing more environmentally friendly and low-energy home appliances to form our own brand in Lianhua County. In addition, with the support of the state for the real estate industry, the building materials market has great potential. I want to merge the other 3 factories, focus on environmentally friendly building materials, develop more standard products, and strive to achieve export on the basis of meeting domestic demand. Secretary, do you think this plan is feasible?" After Chen Ming asked, he realized that almost everyone at the table was silent. The expressions in his eyes were mixed, including jealousy, admiration, appreciation, and everything in between. "Okay," Secretary Yang patted Chen Ming's shoulder vigorously. "Young people have quick minds, broad ideas, and many ways of doing things. Economic development needs such good seedlings. Xiao Ming, when you go back, you should immediately start to draw up a plan for me. After the county committee studies it, as long as it is determined to be feasible and can bring benefits to the people of Lianhua County, I will mobilize the people of the entire county to actively cooperate." A huge stone in Chen Ming's heart fell to the ground instantly. As a person who has been reborn, even if I can't remember the details, I know clearly the direction of the country's economic policies in recent years. As long as you follow the national policies, there is no reason why you cannot succeed. Now, with the support of the county party committee, his advanced ideas will surely succeed. Just do it. After the dinner, Chen Ming was reluctant to waste even his rest time. He rushed into the office and began to frantically study the basic information of the 5 factories. "Huh? This person is interesting." After working all night long, he finally discovered something useful. To be precise, there were 2 people, Li Dakai and Xu Xingyan. The information shows that although these 2 people are not worldly wise, they have their own unique ideas in research and development. What you hear is not as good as what you see. To be on the safe side, Chen Ming thought about it and took Liu Mai straight to the factory. "Hey, have you heard? Our factory has been sold." "Sold? Sold to whom?" "It seems to be sold to a teenager. I wonder which rich second-generation kid is here to experience life. Isn't this nonsense? What do teenagers know about production and management?" "Hey, Mr. Xu, you have a skill after all, but what can ordinary workers like us do?" Chen Ming didn't expect to hear such discussions as soon as he arrived at the factory gate. I think the same should be true for the other 4 factories. Only then did he realize that what was more difficult than the transformation plan was to retain employees. Chen Ming thought about it, lowered his head and whispered a few words in Liu Mai's ear, then walked straight to the open space next to the factory. About half an hour later, more than 1,000 workers gathered in the open space where he was. August 6, 2006, 11 a.m. This is a day that is engraved in the hearts of the first batch of workers in the old area of Xinghue Industrial Park. Seeing that most of the workers had gathered, Chen Ming turned on the loudspeaker in his hand. "Hello everyone, I'm your new boss, Chen Ming. I'm 18 years old, just graduated from high school, and will be going to college in September. He ignored the uproar and continued, I know everyone has doubts about me. Words are not enough, and I will not promise you anything now, but I want to talk about my ideas. I believe that good workers, perfect systems and advanced production lines are the lifeline of a factory, especially good workers. What I want to create is the brand products of Lin Xiyue County, which can represent Lin Xiyue County to the whole country and even to the world. This requires advanced concepts and excellent execution. I can say without hesitation that I have the most advanced concepts, but I don't know if you are the best executors. You are also subject to assessment by me. The discussion below became louder. Suddenly, a young man wearing glasses shouted, You say you are advanced. Let the masses judge. Can. Chen Ming smiled and said, Then let me give you a simple example. Let's take the most common one, the kettle. How can we make the kettle filter the water while boiling it? How can we make the kettle self-cleaning? How can we use a kettle to cook porridge, soup, tea, etc.? The young man said hesitantly, this is just a concept. Further research is needed to realize it. I can provide funding and ideas, but are you sure you can research it? Another middle-aged man who was a bit fatter in the crowd also spoke up, You are talking about the electrical appliance factory. You don't understand our paint factory. Chen Ming turned to him confidently and said, Then I'll ask a question about paint. How much formaldehyde is in your paint? How high is the carcinogenicity rate? How long will it take for the paint to completely evaporate if the windows are fully open for ventilation? How can we make the paint dry quickly, safely, and without odor? The middle-aged man was speechless. After everyone was silent for a moment, they all started asking questions. Chen Ming raised his hand and pressed it down. When everyone was quiet, he said, My time is limited. I will give you 1 day. Each factory will select a representative, bring your questions, and come to Xinhui Shopping Mall to see me at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. By then, whether you want to leave or stay, I will give you a satisfactory answer. Chapter 30, A Big Family. The next day. Early in the morning, 5 worker representatives arrived outside Chen Ming's office as scheduled. Chen Ming had thought of many opening remarks, but he didn't expect that the middle-aged man who asked questions yesterday would ask as soon as he walked in, Can you tell me more about that quick-drying, safe paint? As soon as he finished speaking, he was pushed back by the people he was traveling with. An older man with a mustache stood up and said a little embarrassedly, Boss, Lao Shu is a researcher and has a one-track mind. Please don't be offended. Chen Ming smiled and said, This shows that Xu Gong loves his work wholeheartedly, which is a good thing. Please sit down. I invited you here just to talk about the factory. Of course, the most important thing is to solve the workers' problems. After all, only when the staff is stable can the transformation be promoted. He is still thinking about the rewards given by the system. Which factories' workers do you all represent? With Chen Ming starting the conversation, the 5 representatives naturally spoke more. Starting from Xuxingnian, they introduced the personnel composition, special products and technical expertise of their original factories one by one. It's exactly as I initially imagined. Chen Ming listened to it and thought to himself, then smiled and said, I understand everyone's thoughts. Manager Liu will bring someone to the factory to register later. Those who stay will be evaluated to decide whether to keep their original positions or transfer to other positions in the company. For those who leave, I will also give appropriate compensation according to the market price. As for Engineer Xu and Engineer Li, I have to trouble you to stay for a while. I would like to discuss some technical matters with you alone. The others also knew that these 2 were technical masters, and they could not envy them. They could only sigh that they were not as skilled as others and followed Liu Mai back to the factory. After everyone left, Chen Ming took out 2 notebooks from the bookcase and handed them to Xu Xingnian and Li Dakai respectively. I wrote this last night in a hurry. If there's anything I don't understand, please tell me immediately. Although Chen Ming's handwriting is not up to everyone's level, it is not ugly and not difficult to recognize. The 2 engineers were just there to take a look around and give their boss face. After reading 2 pages, they both became serious. It was just a few thin pages of paper, but the 2 of them flipped through them over and over again, spending half an hour reading them. Chen Ming saw that the time was almost right, so he asked, What do you 2 engineers think of the ideas I wrote? Xu Xingnian couldn't let it go, it's really stunning. Li Dakai continued, Although it doesn't seem to be a groundbreaking invention, the overall concept is much more advanced than the current ones. If we can develop this, we can definitely reshuffle the entire market. If I give you funding, personnel and time, can you develop it? Chen Ming asked. Of course. It must be possible. Xu Xingyan and Li Dia could no longer sit still during this meeting. After expressing their opinions, they stood up and rushed out. Chen Ming looked at their backs and shook his head and laughed. This was probably the unique persistence of researchers. It was already very late when Liu Mai came back from the factory. Seeing that Chen Ming was still in the office, she knocked on the door and said with a smile, "Come on, I'll take you to eat something delicious." Chen Ming thought that the two of them could have a candlelight dinner or something, but he ended up following her all the way to a small hotpot restaurant. Don't underestimate this humble restaurant. The food is just as good as that of a hotel. He looked at Liu Mai, who was carefully selecting dishes, and suddenly thought she was extremely cute. He ruffled her hair and said, "Okay, then I'll look forward to the food Aunt Liu recommends." I was touched on the head again. It was so embarrassing. Although this was not the first time, she still couldn't help blushing when her daughter's suitor touched her head in public. A waiter kept glancing at them. Chen Ming looked at him strangely, and the waiter immediately withdrew his gaze and brought out a double-flavored hot pot from the kitchen behind him. I guess he was trying to see if they were getting impatient waiting, Chen Ming thought. He didn't take it to heart and continued chatting with Liu Mai about company matters. The waiter brought the hot pot over, and Liu Mai immediately stood up and moved the food around the charcoal fire to the side. Her every move inevitably made her curvaceous figure even more prominent. It was hot in the hot pot restaurant. Liu Mai was only wearing a tight vest. The action just now made the fullness of her breasts even more noticeable, and Chen Ming felt a surge of anger in his heart. Suddenly, their eyes met, and Chen Ming's ears turned red. He looked away first and coughed twice. "Let's eat first. The hot pot is spicy and fresh, and it is indeed authentic and delicious." Liu Mai took a few big bites and finally felt relieved from all the fatigue. She took out a roster from her bag and handed it to Chen Ming, saying, "This is the list of people who registered today. I have arranged for Xiao Wang and others to classify them according to their qualifications, education level, and skills. The final roster will be available tomorrow morning." Chen Ming gave a thumbs up and praised, "Aunt Liu, you are really my good wife." After resolving the issue, he was in a good mood and started joking around. Liu Mai blushed and rolled her eyes at him. "Nonsense, you are not doing anything right all day long." Chen Ming chuckled and changed the subject. "Aunt Liu, you have an urgent task now, which is the assessment plan." Chen Ming continued, "I have an idea. We now have many industries and departments. If we want to grow and develop, we must have a unified organizational structure. I thought about it and felt that we should integrate all industries and set up a company. The shopping mall belongs to the sales department, the factory belongs to the research and development department, and the manor belongs to the catering department. In addition, we need to set up a special human resources department, finance department, and legal department to form a complete industrial system." Liu Mai's eyes lit up when she heard this. "In this way, we can not only realize our own production and sales, but also expand our business scope and lay the foundation for establishing a comprehensive business group." Chen Ming nodded. "That's right, but correspondingly, the quality of the staff must meet the requirements of the job. So our plan should not only apply to workers, but also to all employees. We must select and appoint according to the principle of matching people to positions." This is also the lesson he learned from more than 10 years of hard work in his previous life. Only by knowing people and assigning them to the right positions can we maximize the value of talents. Chen Ming continued, "At that time, those who are suitable to stay in the factory will retain their original positions. Those who are not suitable will be assigned to other positions based on their expertise." Liu Mai smiled proudly and said admiringly, "I don't know what's wrong with your brain. You can come up with new words every day. If you keep going this way, I'm afraid that one day I won't be able to keep up with your pace and will be eliminated." "Aunt Liu, what are you talking about? Among so many people, anyone could be eliminated except you. Just put your mind at ease and follow me steadily." Chen Ming comforted. Liu Mai was a little touched and a little shy. She picked up Lin Xiyue at a young age and had never had a serious relationship in all these years. She couldn't stand Chen Ming's frequent teasing. Chen Ming thought for a moment and said, "The basic salary will be 2 percentage points higher than the market price, and then the levels will be set according to the type of work and years of service. In addition, a reward mechanism will be established. For those who have made significant contributions to the development of the company, the reward amount will be set according to different standards. Liu Mai looked at the series of tasks recorded in the small notebook and looked bitter for the first time. Xiao Ming, I'm afraid I can't create such a professional system. I think we need to build the finance department first. Chen Ming was stunned. It seemed that he would tell Liu Mai everything directly. However, every profession has its own expertise, and this is definitely not her area of expertise. Chen Ming asked while eating, "Do you have any suitable candidates?" Liu Mai thought for a moment and said, "We can use the supermarket's existing finances directly, but we need to hire a professional accountant. I do have a candidate in mind, but I have to ask first. They may not be willing to come to a new company like ours." "Okay, then I'll leave it to you to take full responsibility," Chen Ming said. Just as they were about to leave, the door of the hot pot restaurant was slammed open.